I was waiting for it. I was just starting so we don't miss nothing. But this nigga Brooklyn coming. Yo, them niggas there, boy.
It's bad, man.
This was probably the best team they had in like a while.
That's what I'm saying, and it's fucked up because you can see that the playbook is super limited because of Drew.
I've been saying this all fucking year.
It worked with Taysom though. Not having Taysom fucked it up. If Taysom would have been there, they would have won.
But like, we would have still ended up losing at some point. We would have lost either Green Bay or Mahomes for the fact that we couldn't score. But the fact is, we should not have lost to the fucking Bucks. That's embarrassing. I hate that Tom Brady fans just get another one up on niggas. That shit is annoying.
Especially when we swept them like we did in the regular season.
Embarrassing, bro. It's fucking embarrassing. That nigga Drew went out sad, bro. He went out like Peyton Manning went out in the sunset. This nigga went up in flames.
Yeah.
This shit was fucking sad, boy. That nigga there was like, oh my God. Nigga couldn't throw the ball down past 20 yards. And I don't want to hear shit about broken ribs. I don't want to hear shit about none of that. That nigga went out fucking sad.
Oh, they angry. Hold on, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to hold down my daughter while I put her earring back in. It was like trying to hold down a greased up pig. It was crazy, bro.
Look, I'm just saying, fuck them Saints niggas, dog. Well, no, I'm not gonna say fuck the Saints because the team is good. Fuck that nigga Drew. And I see people like, ooh, one more year? No, nigga. Go your ass home and be with your fucking kids. Fuck that. I don't want you for no more years, nigga. None. Zero. I mean, dude, you want him to come back?
Fuck no. the one highlight we got on offense was Jameis Winston.
I know that's right. I
said it.
Famous Jameis crab legs Winston in the game.
I said it all year.
Real shit. If Jameis would have been playing, we'd have been straight.
I said it all fucking year. The Saints were fucking cowards. Fuck the Saints. Sean Payton let egos lose this season. I'm blaming half on him. It was egos of him and the GM not being able to sit Drew. Not being able to sit Drew.
It was the egos, bro.
They should have sat Drew ass, man. That's egos, bro.
I don't know, bro. I think it was more giving the people what they want. I don't know if it was the ego thing though.
Look.
Yeah, if you think that fucking Gail Benson wasn't like, yo, this nigga Drew gotta play. He did too much for the franchise. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't want to win? You don't care about winning. So that tells me that tells me we're more about appeasing him than winning. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think the front office is like if we talking Gail Benson, because Sean Payton would have fucking pulled his ass, bro. Like I know that Sean know that it was Drew's fault when we down 10, we down 2 scores with 5 minutes left. And you calling little dump offs and run plays like you ain't gonna win like that. You don't.
We was down like 3 that. and they running the ball. And they know they can't run the ball. Why was Ty Montgomery running the fucking ball? Like it should have been air raid time. We down 3 against Tom Brady in the 4th, nigga. And this nigga go not throw 1 pick, throw 2.
Yeah. Now I will say the second one was iffy, but that first one that was dead, just a bad ball. That second one was just.
And Tom ass didn't look good either. Aaron Rodgers gonna beat the fuck out of them niggas next week.
I will say who did look good. Fournette looked really fucking good.
Man, fuck that fat nigga Leonard.
from Louisiana, Fournette was looking real good.
Nah, the nigga who looked good, I'm a double that. The nigga that looked good from Louisiana, Devin White.
Bro, he was killing it tonight.
Devin White kick our ass tonight.
He a beast though. He a beast.
I didn't see his final stat line, but I know it was probably multiple, like at least double-digit tackles, pass breakups, and
interception, fumble recovery. Like, yeah, that nigga Jared Cook, we paid that nigga Jared Cook all that money to fumble, nigga. Hold that fucking rock, bro.
Don't do that, bro.
I'm doing it today, man. Fuck them niggas, dog.
He still had a good year, bro.
Nah, fuck them niggas.
He still had a good year, bro. That's bad.
A lot of niggas was mad at Jared Cook.
But he still had a good year, bro.
You them niggas that's like, oh, Drew still had a good career.
No, he did still have a good career. That's different though.
Can we have the Drew talk?
This year was a good year for Jared Cook.
Okay. Are you right? I'm not gonna do that.
Niggas fumble every day, baby. Come on.
But we gonna have this Drew Brees talk twice on this show today.
Do it.
I'm saying it. That nigga not a top 5 quarterback. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the stats. Fuck the stats. Yeah, all time. He not top 5. No. Fuck no.
Top 5 all time.
How? When you don't fucking win in the playoffs? How?
Because
you only won once. Peyton won more than him. Brett Favre won more than him. Aaron Rodgers better than him.
Brett
Favre won more than him. Aaron Rodgers better than him. And Tom Brady won more than him.
Brett Favre got the most interceptions in the league.
John Elway, Joe Montana, Steve Young. All them niggas better than that nigga. Fuck that nigga. You can't get it done in the playoffs, nigga. You a scrub. Fuck that. Best regular season quarterback ever. What that shit do for you?
No, he's not.
What that shit do for you? Not a damn fucking thing.
Top 5, bro.
No, you're not top 5. Fuck no. Fuck out of here.
Bro, he's top 5, bro.
Fuck no.
He's top 5, bro.
Y'all out y'all fucking mind.
The best numbers of all time and be not.
You can't have the best numbers of all time and don't fucking win.
Bro, he got a W. What do you mean?
One?
He's got one, bro.
And they've been getting hold the past 5 years.
And bro, listen. Dude, if we being real,
if we gonna be real. Wait, if we being real,
he's still top 5.
Fuck no.
If we being honest, if Peyton retires a year early and only retires with 1 ring, he's still a top 5 quarterback of all time.
For sure.
Because the stats, bro, I get it. You mad about the playoff performance.
Peyton had playoff performance. That's the difference. Peyton actually won games.
Barely.
I just want to ask you what happens. What did Drew have to do when they didn't throw that flag against the Rams?
I'm ready. I was waiting for this.
When
I was ready for this.
When Marcus Williams just decided he wants to just fuck over the whole
city. Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like Drew
I'm ready for that. No, I'm ready for that.
He had outstanding years both of those years.
I'm ready for that. The Rams year, he couldn't get the ball over for the first down after the play. After the play, we had a chance to win. He couldn't move the fucking ball. The Marcus Williams interception, the game was over at that point. That none we could do about that. That one I'll concede to you. That's the one I'll concede to you. The second one the Vikings won, Drew couldn't move the ball. The Rams and the second Vikings, Drew couldn't move the ball.
He couldn't, bro.
The only one I'll give you is the Marcus Williams interception. But other than that, that nigga gets cold feet in the fucking playoffs and fucking chokes every fucking time. Choke artist, nigga. Choke, nigga. Choke, nigga. Not top 5.
I still say that don't kick you out of the top 5 with the numbers that he put.
Right, because at the end of the day, bro, it's a
numbers don't mean shit if you don't win.
It's a team sport.
Oh my God.
It's a team sport, Len.
We do the same thing with basketball. We do the same thing.
No, we don't.
Yes,
we
do.
But it's different. It's different with basketball because one player can change the game.
Exactly, and that's why I allow people to give LeBron the shit they give him. Because if he was to ever dominate the way MJ did, when he take it personal if a nigga wink at his wife, he would be 10-0 in the motherfucking postseason, bro. But the thing is, he's not that kind of dude. He grew up in the AAU league. You know what I mean?
Them niggas trash, bro. That's all I gotta say, man. That nigga Drew got me sick. If we would have had Jameis, we definitely would have won that fucking game. And that says a lot. That says a fucking lot.
He lost the game, and I'm gonna just point out that Tom Brady only had 1 scoring drive.
Oh no, that's a fact. Doom, 100%. Tom Brady was ass too. That's a fact. Yeah. We should have won that.
The defense. The defense really what it was.
And that's why
I didn't think it was the defense. It was the fact that
us.
Our offense
that couldn't do shit. Bad. Exactly.
Like, don't do that,
it
bro.
Was giving them
it was defenses, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm with Doom. Our offense was ass.
The Bucks got an amazing D.
And so do the Saints, bro. That's why the game was so lackluster and it was so
But look, the difference though. The Saints played a great defensive game. They only let up 1 scoring drive to the Buccaneers offense.
Right.
The difference was our offense was just handing them niggas shit.
The ball, when you turn the ball over 3 times, you can't win.
And it wasn't even.
It was
4.
Yeah.
then your defense gets off the field, and then you bring them right back on. You can't do that shit.
Yeah, and that's what it was, Lynn. That's really what it was. The defense they were just on the field too damn long. And it's shown in the past, even when you got the number one defense, if they out there for too long,
they get their ass whooped. Aaron Rodgers putting 30 on them niggas next week. Watch. We getting the Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl. Tom Brady not going back. Fuck no.
Are we getting a Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl? Are we?
Bro, wait.
Are we? Mahomes ass.
Are we, bro?
The Patrick Mahomes about to bust the Bills' ass.
Listen, Patrick better pass the damn.
So you niggas out here capping for Drew, but y'all don't believe in Pat?
Health.
Oh,
Listen,
you niggas sick.
He got out the game with concussion protocol, bro.
That's true.
I saw Cleveland go crazy today, nigga. And the Bills ain't Cleveland. If they play like that against the Bills, they're gonna lose that fucking game.
Right. The Bills coming correct.
Don't worry. That nigga Pat, that's Superman.
The quarterback, I'm telling you right now, they finna burn Gillette Stadium. Not Gillette Stadium, my bad. They finna burn Arrowhead Stadium down, bro. Okay.
Keep playing.
If Josh Allen get a Super Bowl win, the Jets and Giants can't show their face in New York no more because the Bills are the new team of New York State. Do you hear me, sir? All right?
I hear that.
Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills take a dub. Ain't no motherfucking way the Jets can ever show their face again, bro.
Look, they're not beating Pat. I'm just being honest with y'all. They're not.
If Pat play, but that's what I'm saying. If Pat play,
nah, he gonna play. He just had to go through.
I hope he don't.
Protocol.
Hey, Roger Goodell. Let me just put it like this. This is about to be like if LeBron. Everybody says, what happens if LeBron catches COVID in Game 7 of the NBA Finals?
Say, bro.
Boy,
that nigga playing. Look, they're not about to sit Pat out. Fuck no.
To get Pat Parkinson's.
Look,
I ain't fucking with you, bro.
Look, Pat, look, nigga, you gotta take this CTE for this one.
Oh, Lord, look, bro, look.
But nah, the NFL
supposed to be
like that.
You supposed to be
really
PE
like
lit. What is this, bro?
Not today. Drew Brees got me upset. I'm just being honest. But that's enough cold open for this week. Welcome to the Bros Who Think podcast. This is episode 178. My name is Lynn Burton, aka Youngboy D-Witz, aka Beard Gang, aka the People's Champ. Joined by my guys as always, Mr. Doom and Mr. Brooklyn at the bottom. We're gonna talk more sports later with Bros Who Ball, but had to get that out the way. Not a lot of news happened this week. There's gonna be a shorter episode, but that's okay. I'm starting off with this. This is one of my pet peeves. I don't care if my girl hears me. Bro, why do women like to touch your ass? Why do women like to touch nigga ass? And like,
it's different though. Bro. It's different though. I no homo. You a little thick, my boy.
Yeah, I know. I got a fat ass.
I'm skinny as hell. They don't really touch my ass like that. To be honest with you.
That shit is
I've
annoying.
seen it happen to other men, but me, they don't be touching my ass, bro. I'm skinny.
That shit is annoying, dog. That don't happen to y'all.
It used to back in the day.
That shit annoying, Doom. She'll just come and just slap my ass. I'm just like, come on, fam.
Because it jiggle. My shit not gonna jiggle.
That shit
didn't
grab it. Oh, and then she saw that TikTok challenge. That's what she be doing. Then she saw that TikTok challenge where they shove niggas, where they be putting fingers up niggas' asses. I'm like, no, you do that shit. That's what I'm saying. That should be that. Maybe this a cry for help. Maybe I'm calling out to the pod community to get on her ass because this shit is ridiculous.
Yeah. If she put her fingers in your ass, then it's a different
story. No, she's not doing all that.
I was about to say, if she do that, then maybe we got a whole different topic.
She just grabbing cheeks and fucking slapping my shit like I'm a girl.
You too thick, bro. She said you out here looking like a bakery, baby. Double cheeked up on a Saturday afternoon, kids. She said
that shit is trash, bro.
Kids. Hold on.
This nigga's stupid. That shit is asshole. Also, something else that pissed me off this week. Yo, why do niggas insist on driving in the left lane slower than the right lane? And they just sitting there and I'm like, nigga, I got somewhere to go, nigga.
That's the worst, man. I really think niggas still to this day, like niggas will have their license for 20 plus years and not understand that the left lane is in
means go fast.
Nigga. Like everybody think like it's either left lane for niggas going quick, right lane for niggas going slow. You supposed to only be in the left lane if you trying to pass a nigga.
And
You know?
they have so many signs, Doom. They got so
Yeah.
many fucking signs.
That's
Doom.
what I'm always saying. And I'm like, I'm in my right lane. All right, I'm trying to get in my left. Why are you driving slower than a person? Like, you supposed to get your ass
Over.
up there and get in the right. And I just
Right.
be honking. And yo, the other day, this white lady. So first off, I'm in the right. I jump in the left. This bitch cuts me off in the left out of the right when she was the one driving slow. So I'm like, all right, bitch, why you just cut me off? And then she driving at the same pace as the person that we were trying to pass up. Then as she gets over, I'm passing up, and then she about to jump back in. Bro, I called that woman everything but a child of God. I said, fuck
I'm
you,
dead.
you cunt. I called her a bitch. I said everything. That white lady looked back at me. Look what she hit me with. She said,
Not the double middle
I
finger.
said, whoa. I slowed my shit down. And I said, hey, bitch, fuck you.
Look, Lynn got bad road rage.
It's real bad.
No, okay. He be that person out there flipping people off. You be in traffic, what's going on? The two cars going head to head. They screaming. Lynn probably one of them cars.
That's
fuck
me.
You, no, fuck you. Like
It's gonna be a bad day when somebody grandma driving slow and they got somebody in the car and they pull out a gun on my ass because I'm not gonna be able to do nothing. I'm just gonna try to speed up.
We knocking on wood. That's not okay, bro. That's not okay.
See, that's wild, bro. Cause I be getting hot like when I be driving sometimes, but I ain't never like get into it with nobody. Like I ain't the nigga that like roll the window down and start.
Lynn roll the window down, bro.
I ain't that.
Nah,
nigga.
he
You gotta
that nigga.
try it one time. Doom is very therapeutic.
Is it therapeutic or is it addictive?
Gotta get that anger off. Like, fuck them niggas, dog. They ruin your day. Nah, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. I'm gonna tell you about how you can't drive, how your old ass need to get off the side. All old people they shouldn't have no. Don't even get me started, man. Fuck all them people in the left lane driving slow. Y'all fucking trash. Y'all saw they compared Chris Brown to Ben Simmons and Chris Brown went off?
Bro, as they should,
Wait,
bro.
compared him to Ben Simmons.
Compared Chris Brown to Ben Simmons. Wait, let me pull up the post.
It was so off the wall to me. Like, it came out of left field, bro. I was like, huh?
I was flabbergasted. They said that Chris Brown is like Ben Simmons because unlike Ben Simmons, there's no growth. Just like Ben Simmons, there's no growth in Chris Brown. All his music sound the same, and he's stagnant. And Chris Brown said,
It was so uncalled for, bro.
Chris Brown said, "Hey, fuck y'all. I'm the fucking goat. I'll fuck you, bitch. I'll fuck you, bitch, nigga." And, like he just went off on them niggas.
See,
and I just thought that was unfair.
It was uncalled for.
It's uncalled for both sides. I feel like
right.
Ben caught the stray too.
It's got a call for him.
See, I don't know, cause I don't think he necessarily stagnant. He just not
growing,
living up to the hype that niggas.
But he's young still.
That's
like
that's what I'm saying. That's
when niggas get drafted, right? And obviously, if they're not KD, they're not LeBron, they're not MJ, whatever. All of a sudden, they a bust. And that's not really what it boils down to. Because like BI, sometimes it's a change of environment. You feel me? For you to flourish. And it's just like, for them to be so unfair to Ben is fucked up.
Yeah.
Because at one point, we thought Joel Embiid and Okafor wasn't going to be nothing but, all busted up fucking Greg Odens. You feel me?
That's true.
So like, that's unfair at that point. In both of their careers, the person that do that, but we all know Twitter's toxic.
It's more unfair to Chris though,
but that's what I'm saying though. It's more unfair to Chris because it's okay to be stagnant when you stagnant at the number one spot.
Right.
Like who fucking with him?
Nobody.
Who's older than Chris Brown? Like
nobody.
At least from this generation, I don't know anybody as far as male R&B acts that's colder than Chris Brown.
And honestly, bro, how many acts can bounce back from being a bitch and still be relevant, bro? Because I'm telling you right now, anybody else, we would have buried them alive, bro. We would have buried them alive.
We gonna see if Tory can do it.
I don't think he can, bro. Nah. It's tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's super tough.
I don't think Tory got the same.
It's tough, bro. Because especially the way that Tory went about it, it's tough. It's tough, bro. Because now, you know how Twitter is, bro. Oh, he's against black women because he's doing this and that. It's gonna be tough because honestly, other than black men, his second, fan
base
was black
women. Yeah, that's a fact. And
Yikes,
the thing with
Tory.
Chris is, it's like Chris went to the Grammys, performed. Chris did a lot of things after that, and Chris had a whole gang period where he was a blood. Like we done seen Chris go through so many downs
He got a neck tattoo and shit, bro. Come on now.
okay. Like it's a blessing. Like that's
Right.
crazy. That shows his music had to be good. Like if you look at some of the stuff after the event, he put out some of the best music after the event took place.
And I will say he was the last young nigga to have that performing element to his shit. Like everybody else just sing. This nigga was a performer.
Oh yeah, I hate watching the Weeknd live.
That's
I don't know
like-
how he gonna do Super Bowl.
And you know what's funny, bro? I was thinking that same thing, bro, because I was watching like the music video, Save Your Tears.
Nigga don't dance. All he do is sit at the mic, do like this, and
And then he was running back and forth and shit. And I was
he
thinking,
don't even hump shit. Like he don't even sing and hump shit.
these niggas
He don't
really
even
don't
get
know
into
nothing,
it.
bro. Like,
Like-
and that's why these old niggas are still able to tour and get
That's a
bread.
fact.
Like,
Yeah.
that's why Keith Sweat still sell out casinos, because niggas like The Weeknd just on stage singing to the mic. They don't move. They don't do nothing, bro. Like, give me something, bro. Give me
God
more
gave
than you
the
running
wrong
from
niggas
the
ability to
other
sing.
side.
That's
Bro,
all
I
I'm
tell you
gonna say.
right now, if I can sing, letting my fucking tour manager, we killing the game right now. bro.
Jumping
off the stage, all types of crazy shit. I
It'd
want my
be
Drake
bad.
shit. Put me in the harness, baby. We flying in these bitches.
That's what I'm saying. These niggas got some of the biggest records, and these niggas clowning. Nigga, if I knew I couldn't flip, I would have something on where I'm a flipping it. They gonna circus say to lay my ass. They shitting me up, nigga, while I'm
Bro, I'm
singing.
saying, bro.
Blinding in the
light.
lights, they would pick me up like Jesus and have all the fucking lights shining, and I just be
It don't
sitting in
make
the
no
sky
sense.
humping, nigga. Like fuck that,
But
nigga.
I'm saying back in the era where you had to perform
had
while
to.
you were singing.
Right.
There was niggas who couldn't necessarily dance, but you put effort into
And no one does
stage
that.
presence and doing
Or
shit.
you
Like,
would do the
nobody
thing
do
with
that.
like, you would be like, okay, cool. I can't dance, nothing like that. Fuck it. Let me get background singers. Let me get background dancers. Let me get an orchestra instead of my music just playing in the background.
Let me
Like,
bring a
you
girl on
compensate.
stage for me to
Right.
hump her.
You
Like,
compensate for what you
a lot
can't
of
do.
things.
These niggas be like, okay, cool, I can't do it, so let's just do whatever.
They act like rappers, and then don't talk about the singers who sing with background tracks. Oh, they piss me off.
Bro,
Like
that
I'm
shit
here
is
to
disgusting, bro.
I'm here to hear you sing. Like it's different than a rapper. Like that's why I don't go see Future concerts because that nigga just let the auto tune play from the background.
Because that's what I was gonna say. I was like, there's certain acts that when I was working in the radio station, we gave away tickets. People would come back, like my friends, I would give them tickets, and they'd be like, bro, honestly, you the bro. Because honestly, if I would have paid for that, I would have been so fucking mad, bro. Because they're like, I seen Future at what's the thing in between
The Louisiana Fest.
the space in between the dome and the Smoothie King Center.
Championship
Champion
Arena.
Square. There we go.
Yeah, that was the Louisiana Fest, nigga.
Bro, they were so angry, bro. They was like, nigga, I didn't even hear him on the mic. Nigga, I just heard the fucking track in the
He
background.
is trash. As many times as I seen Drake and saw that nigga on stage, and don't see that nigga at a festival where it's wide open, like what Brooklyn talking about, a Championship Square environment or Buku. Oh, this nigga is horrible, bro. It's just
Bro,
the
they
music.
were so
playing.
mad, bro. They were so angry. I'm like, well, I'm glad you got to see
Post Malone the same way. Nigga is trash. Post Malone is horrible.
I don't know. Post is
I seen that nigga live. Dude, it was bad. It was bad.
I post at festivals is what you say, like, because what it really is when it boils down to is if it's not their own shit, these niggas really do the bare minimum. That's really what it is. And if they're at a festival, they probably paid Post a third of what he usually get paid. But at the end of the day, Post, you're not the biggest nigga on this card. So you getting what you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to come. You don't want to fuck with us, don't fuck with us.
Nigga had no voice and was just drinking beer.
I believe that. Nigga probably drinking Daddy Light.
That's what he was. And he was smashing it on his head. And I was like, I'm not trying to watch this shit, nigga. Like,
I was joking. I'm upset now.
no, that's a fact. I'm so glad me and my girl didn't pay for them tickets, and then we got that shit from 1079. Fuck that, nigga. That shit was
dead.
That shit was asshole. But back to what you saying, Doom. Chris Brown is the only nigga that come on stage, cut a flip, and just keep on
Right.
rocking. Like that shit is
In rhythm,
fire.
bro.
be singing. Like it ain't lip syncing. It's not. listening to the track on a from the DJ. Like he really.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, Christopher Maurice Brown come out there and he do the thing, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You can't compare him to Ben Simmons. And y'all might be right. That might be not fair for Ben too, because Ben growing. He's still a young player.
It was just a rude comment to both parties. Period. The person's asshole.
Yeah, y'all might have convinced me, because I was like, Ben could get that smoke. He not hitting no threes.
Not yet, bro. It's too early.
It's still early.
Honestly, bro, I think that's his only knock. If he had a jump shot, niggas would leave Ben alone.
And that was the only knock against MJ in his career early. And what he did, he added it.
But I'm not gonna compare Ben to MJ.
I'm not, but I'm saying, like, when we talking about Ben, we talk about flaws in his game. This literally one flaw.
Yeah.
Jump shot.
But it's a big flaw. And then the fact that his work ethic is questionable. I'm not gonna question a man's work ethic. I'm not like some of the media niggas I be getting mad at.
But you know what it is though? No homo. You know what it is though? It's because he a cute ass nigga. So these bitches be on
you making
him, bro.
some sus comments today, boy.
If he was MJ, bro, you gotta work hard for that shit. Cause he like me, you know what I'm saying? If you dark skin niggas, you gotta work for that shit, bro. You light skin, your eyebrows are good, your hairline fine, they don't care no more, bro. That's it. That's all that matters, bro. When you a dark skin nigga, you gotta work for that shit, baby. You gotta work for that shit.
The dark skin collective coming for you, bro.
Come on, bro. He already dated a Jenner.
I don't know, bro. I feel like James Harden been putting on for the dark skinned niggas, man.
He has.
But was he putting on for that in OKC? He was putting on for that as MVP, James.
That's what I'm saying, though. How many years did it take Ben to secure a Jenner? Not nearly as many as it took for my dark-skinned brother Harden to do it.
That's a fact. Harden had to be an MVP first.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
All
Devin
Ben
Booker
had
and Ben
was
got it out of
rookie of the year.
college. That's a fact. No, he got a point there. And then look, James going to fuck up New York club scene. The Houston strippers are sick. They lost their revenue.
Strippers are fucking furious with the organization right now. I'm telling you. They are fucking furious. Because I'm telling you right now, Cardi may get back in the strip club in New York. She find out that Harden in there, bro. Come on. Bro. Upset about to be upset.
There's gonna be some stacks being thrown in that motherfucker, bro.
That's a fact. Hey, John Wall happy because John Wall got whole control of the Houston club scene now. And John Wall gonna tear it up, him and Boogie.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, he fucking the stripper game up because listen, ain't nobody coming to Houston the way they was coming to Houston no more.
That's a fact, though.
Not for John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Man,
That's not
balling
Kentucky.
like that.
That's not Lexington, baby. What we talking about?
That nigga not
Boogie
balling
and
like
John
that.
Wall not the same. They're not the same Boogie and John Wall from before, bro.
Y'all think them niggas gonna win?
No.
I mean, not no title.
Hell no.
But they straight.
Absolutely not.
I don't know, man.
We talking about.
Bro.
I just want to ask a question. Let me ask a question. What will opposing defenses like the Bucks, the Celtics, the Sixers, even LA do when KD drives? You got to send the double team to him. He passed it out to Harden. Harden drives. His man keeping up with him. And you try to send another man, and you still have Joe, the three-point sniper, open, Kyrie. And
is Kyrie going to be there?
And DJ ready to catch the live. What they going to do? Who you shift to?
Is Kyrie going to be there? Where he at, though, bro?
Oh, look at you.
Word
on road, Kyrie coming back. They say Kyrie coming back.
Kyrie finna hit the peace sign and disappear, bro. Listen to me, bro.
Kyrie did that so he wouldn't get traded.
Devil's advocate, bro. If Kyrie is there, right, and they all three on the court, or all four, all five of them on the court, what happens when they get off the court? Because remember, that was what stopped the Bucks from getting to the playoffs. When Giannis go off the court, what happens?
The thing
when them niggas got the court, who's left, bro?
You could play one of them at all time. Like the most in shape one, you take the two out, and then when that nigga get tired, you bring one of the two on, or both the two, but probably just one of the two, and then you let the other one get.
And Harden has proved that he can play 40 minutes consecutively.
The problem is Harden in the fourth. LeBron. The problem with Harden is the fourth, and that's why you got Kyrie and KD both to dominate the fourth. I'm just saying, these niggas gonna be tough. Their question gonna be their depth. That's gonna be the question. They bench.
That is the depth.
They bench is suspect.
I gotta clarify my statement earlier. I said they wasn't gonna win a title, but they're
not winning no fucking title.
I thought you was talking about.
Bro, chill.
Oh no! I'm talking about the Nets.
Brooklyn definitely making it to the finals.
Okay, dude.
And I
Thank
think
you.
Finals.
they the
Okay.
best chance out of the East to beat the Lakers.
I agree 1,000%. 1,000. I don't know how you guard them niggas. I like from basketball concept wise, you have to send a double at
Bro,
either
we
Harden
talking
at KD.
2K. We talking 2K.
No, I'm talking real life.
Real life, bro. Listen, bro.
What you gonna do when that
Kyrie
nigga
is
Slim
a pain
Reaper?
in the ass, bro.
Look, I don't give a
Listen,
fuck.
listen.
What you gonna do when that nigga Slim Reaper hit you with that?
The thing
And go to
is-
the hole. He about to pull up, and you gotta send that other one. He dish it to James, and James
Bro,
about to hit
listen,
you with
listen,
that.
listen,
You can't do nothing against them niggas.
I think
So-
that KD and Harden is gonna be a great force to be reckoned with.
Oh, you worried about
I'm-
Kyrie?
Quoting it here right now, motherfucking January 17th, 2021. Your boss said right now, Kyrie's gonna ghost these niggas, bro.
Oh well, that
Kyrie's gonna ghost these niggas, bro.
look in the offseason, if it
Because-
don't work, I trade that nigga Kyrie and get the best people I can to put around Harden and KD.
That's the problem. Who is dumb enough to make this trade with the Nets after, I don't know about y'all, but this was only 6 years ago for me. When they traded all them draft picks and they got Paul Pierce, Deron Williams, KG, and they fucked up the whole fucking franchise for another 5 years. So this came around. Listen, my boy, listen. The Nets like to do dumb shit. They ain't looking like the new Knicks. I know that's
don't
right.
do. I'm not. Oh, you
Looking like
clowning.
the new Knicks, my baby.
You
Fuck with
clowning,
you,
bro.
Bob.
This nigga clowning.
Yeah.
Dude, how you feel
January
about this?
17th,
I
told you.
don't think they that bad. Did y'all see the debut game?
Mhm.
Debut game?
Harden look
Triple
good.
double.
Like,
Harden and KD
Triple-double.
look good, man.
You know
All
what?
Harden got to do is be the facilitator. That's all he got to
But
do.
that is what Kyrie does, bro.
Uh-uh.
I'm telling you, it's
You
not
let-
gonna
you
match.
that is Kyrie's job.
But you
That's
let
not gonna
no
match,
look.
bro.
You let
It's not
crazy
gonna match.
Kyrie. You let crazy Kyrie. What do he like to do? Get buckets. He like to do his dribble
Meta
shit.
world-
He like to do his
Meta world
dribbles
piece.
and get buckets. All you gotta do is let Harden create to him, dish it out to him, and say, "Go to work, nigga." Let him get his 25 points. And if I'm Harden, Harden got to take less shots. He got to take less shots so Kyrie mental could
Is
be
he
all
gonna do
right.
that? Is he
I
gonna
think
do that?
Harden can.
Bro, you
I
capping, bro.
actually
Kyrie
believe Harden
is the
can.
new meta world piece, bro.
You know what's
capping, bro.
you know what's crazy though? I watched Harden play, and just looking at the shit that he was doing, I can tell mentally he ready to be like, all right.
That's what I'm saying,
I
dude.
don't want to be the crazy fucking ISO for the first 18
This
seconds.
is last shot. Like his
Like,
legacy is shot if he don't do
yeah,
well here.
He
got a legacy?
He want to win. He want to win.
Got one. He won MVP, multiple scoring titles. He got a legacy, and he needs to win for that legacy to be all right.
I'll give you this. This would be his legacy. He got to be on some Jason Kidd shit.
Oh, look at
Where
you.
it's gonna be like one of his last 2 years in the league.
Look at you.
And we
That's
give
so
him one, bro.
disrespectful.
Is it disrespectful?
Yeah, it is, man.
I'm
Y'all-
disrespectful, or is he the fat ass that showed up to training camp, overweight, going to strip clubs? I'm
He lo-
disrespectful.
He want to be there.
Yeah, that nigga, he was
Blasphemous.
done, bro.
What are we talking about here?
He-
we
he
talking
didn't
about
wanna do that.
sports, or we talking about dedication? Okay, we
He
talking about
dedicated
dedication.
now.
He dedicated now. He was
Yeah.
dedicated to Lil Baby in the summer. You got me bent the wrong way. Okay, I need
Nah,
Ben
he-
Gay and
he
Icy
was-
Hot.
He knew
Okay,
it was finishing Houston.
you got me
Mhm.
fucked up.
I'm with
'Cause
you,
look,
dude.
what's- what's crazy,
He acting
bro?
like Terrell Owens. Y'all got me fucked up.
What's
Oh, that's disrespectful.
crazy? Yeah, that's crazy. I don't
Is
think
it?
James that nigga, bro.
He gonna have to show me the ring,
Look.
or he gonna be the NBA's next Terrell Owens.
James gonna show y'all this season. Now, Kyrie, I can't
hope
speak
he
for.
do.
I can't speak
I
for
hope
Kyrie,
he
but
do.
I know James and Slim Reaper coming to play. KD
Well,
ain't
what
fucking
I tell
around.
you this is this. Listen, KD had the luxury of playing with some people call team players. Okay, when we talk about Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green, we talk about team players. Okay, we talking James Harden
Bro.
and Janae Aiko's ex, nigga. What we talking about here, nigga?
He not
We
even
talking
Janae
about-
Aiko
we
ex,
talking about
nigga.
Strippers.
That's
we
Kalani
talking about
ex.
Strippers and wings and Kalani's ex. My bad. Wrong R&B toxic singer. My bad. My fault. I don't trust neither one of these niggas. I think KD's gonna bring the winning mentality. Listen, I'm not knocking KD at all.
KD about to show y'all, and I'm with you,
Doom.
Doom. James Harden about to show niggas. I feel
And
it.
I also think that Draymond Green, wow. I think DeAndre Jordan is going to step up in ways that we didn't think. Because he's been so close to that and has never made it. I know DeAndre's hungrier than a lot of people think.
This nigga is bigging up DeAndre Jordan. I think they cutting that nigga. I think they about to sign some MLE centers like JaVale McGee.
No centers,
like some of these.
Bro.
I think they're gonna sign a bunch of the vets.
They just take them all away. Bigs, bro.
They about to do the deadline pickup.
They don't need none, bro. All they need DeAndre Jordan to do is fucking grab the rebound
and guard AD.
That's
what I'm.
But I think they're gonna pick up JaVale. I think they're gonna pick up like one of them buyout niggas, you know, like some of the niggas that the bad teams cut that are like role players. I think they're gonna get some of them. So I think they're gonna be all right. I believe in the Nets. Like unlike Brooklyn, I think the Nets gonna be successful.
Is Dinwiddie still hurt?
Now.
I think Dinwiddie would play a great.
Dinwiddie would help a lot. Like they would.
Still hurt?
Yeah, he's still hurt. Dinwiddie out for the season.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, that's a big loss. If they had Dinwiddie, they would definitely win.
Yeah, I would be a little bit more confident because I didn't know the stats of his injury. I didn't know he was out for the season.
No, he out for the season. That's a fact. Dude, man, what's up with your mans? Your man's won. Max Holloway, man. Bust that man ass, bro.
Hey, real shit. Shout out to that nigga Max, bro. That was like already, this was the first fight card of 2021. And I will be shocked if there's a fight better than this one for fight of the year contention. I have never seen some shit like that before, bro.
That's a fact. With just that clip of that nigga just dodging everything and talking shit while he dodging it.
And I'm saying that part, that wasn't even the most impressive part of the fight.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, the nigga was already beat to shit, and we knew he
was over with.
You could taunt the nigga like that because you know he can't do nothing. But these niggas was like, just picture, bro. Like, I say you throw 100-something significant strikes. That's a heavy workload. You know what I'm saying? Like you putting in work. This nigga Max Holloway had to throw at least 300-something significant strikes. Like just high pace for 5 rounds straight, just beating the shit out this man, bro. Like literally, it was at the point where niggas was like, bro, please stop this fight. Like this nigga, how much can one nigga take? You know what I'm saying? Like,
him and Conor probably gonna fight. That's probably gonna be the next fight,
bro.
They got to.
It's gonna be the winner, Poirier and Conor, and then
he gotta fight Vorlovsky or whatever the little Russian nigga is, because he the champion right now, so you gotta go get his belt back.
Oh, okay. Wait, I forgot they're in different divisions. I was trying to set up.
McGregor fight wouldn't make no sense. If
well, the winner of McGregor and Poirier, I think, gonna fight Khabib. I think Khabib coming out of retirement because that's why that nigga was talking to Dana.
Yeah.
But
that's what Dana said. Dana said
they all hurting, to be honest with you, bro. There's no sports person that's saying that they're not hurting right now because obviously they making money, but last year sucked. So honestly, bro, I get it. If you come out of retirement, I get it.
And Khabib wasn't making all that type of money anyway.
Right.
Yeah, and I think for Khabib, his decision to retire was emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. 100%, bro.
His dad had just died and shit. And
yep.
Like, you still in your peak physical condition. You undefeated. You the best nigga in the weight class by far.
Right.
Like, I mean, I do understand when he says there's nothing left to prove because he really beat everybody.
He did.
Yeah, there was nothing to prove.
Beat you on the
but
ground,
I mean, if you got another shot to beat Conor, who the only one that really got like a claim kind of where niggas talking shit and the one that can get you money. Good. Yeah, that's a fact. You might as well do it.
I say do it for the check, but niggas ain't. Khabib ain't worried about Conor. I think Khabib fuck Conor up.
No, I think he worried about the check. I think he want the check.
He definitely want the check.
Conor. Yeah.
But I hope my man Conor whoop his ass. Whoop his ass.
Bro, Khabib one of them niggas, bro. I don't think the money is. He ain't like the rest of them UFC niggas, bro. Khabib,
that care about the check and everything.
He like, I forget what country Khabib from.
He from Russia.
He Russian?
I think so. I think I'm like, he's either Russian or Serbian.
Bro, I just remember I saw like this little mini doc of this nigga. He was like back at his crib. These niggas was like up in the mountains with his family. Like he come from like extreme poverty type shit. Like
he actually wrestled a bear. Yeah, he from Russia.
Yeah, he from Russia. I'm almost positive me and Lynn right.
Yeah, that nigga from Russia.
That nigga, he definitely. I don't think money is like. he made more money than he feel like he need. You know what I'm saying? Like he not one of them niggas like Connor. I know you seen Connor bust out the
Oh, his
fucking
watch look good. That million
was
dollar, that $1 million watch.
that shit was
I'm trying to
nasty.
say,
That
I
shit
think
was
that nigga
fly.
slipping. I'm taking that.
That shit was nasty.
That shit
But
was, yeah, that shit was cash
that ain't
money.
Khabib, bro.
No,
As
you're
long as
right.
Khabib got a little house and some food on the table, he's straight. Nigga ain't worried about no
And
shit.
Max definitely got to go fight Volkanovski because that they gave it to Volkanovski. That was a bad decision.
Yeah.
So I just
I
want
think
that.
Max will fuck him up.
He should. Shit, Max probably the best, one of the best ever at that weight class.
Yeah, bro. And he looked better than he ever did. And this nigga that was a champion already.
That's a
You
fact.
know what I'm saying?
Just had to touch on my a little UFC shit before we get up out of here. Wasn't a lot of music that dropped because the industry is closed.
Right.
But just got to shout out that new Jasmine Sullivan album.
Bar.
That was hard.
Did y'all see the lyrics that's going trending from her shit? Listen, now don't get me wrong.
Spit on it, spit on it, all of it. I love it.
Fuck that. Fuck them lyrics, bro. The lyrics about if he fuck me good, I'll pay his rent.
Oh,
ladies,
yeah.
ladies. Your boy, all social medias. Where Brooklyn at? That's Brooklyn with a Q, not a K, baby. You want somebody to fuck you good and pay your rent? Come fuck with me, baby.
This nigga
Come fuck with me, baby. I'm trying to tell you.
This nigga's crazy, bro.
I'm trying to tell
This nigga
you.
off the liquor tonight. That's a fact.
The wine is right here, okay? Fuck with your boy.
Hey,
if you
I'm
listen
with
to
him, bro.
Jasmine Sullivan and you trying to pay a nigga rent, I got you.
I'm with him,
got
bro.
you.
When it was
Fuck
when it was
with
when the
me.
women was talking about this pussy talk Birkins and all this other shit, they was on that.
Tell him,
You know what I'm
Doom.
saying? Everybody
Tell him, Doom.
this busted challenge bullshit. How make this pay my rent challenge hot.
That's what I'm
Come
talking
fuck
about.
with me.
Come pay my
Come
rent.
fuck with me.
Yes,
You can make
sir.
some moves if you doing that.
I know
Come fuck
that's
with
right.
me.
Oh, the niggas trying to get there. These niggas funny, bro.
She named the album Hotels. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, she definitely did.
And
that
she was out here spilling the beans. So
she said she would pay somebody. No, that's a fact. That album's amazing, bro. That Bodies intro.
That shit is fire, bro. But I'm just saying,
was a good project, bro.
I'm listening to what she putting down, and I'm telling them,
I like it, me.
with your ball.
I fuck with it. No, I fuck with her messaging. It's not bad. Also, another new album that dropped, the Vision Deluxe, Amusing Her Feelings. Ooh, I know it's just 4 tracks, but that Blessings track, if I could, I would play it so we wouldn't get, but YouTube would take that shit down. But God, that song's fucking amazing. Oh my goodness. Division?
I haven't heard it yet, but
I heard it was fire, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Division
I've
better
been
than
hearing
Party
good
Next
stuff.
Door.
Yeah, no, I seen it trending
He
the other
been
day.
better than Party Next Door, though.
Yeah.
I know, dude, but I didn't want to give it to him. I didn't want to give it to
say
him
it
yet.
either because it's kind of like,
I'm a Party fan, but Division definitely better than Party.
Party, we hold Party so high.
Yeah, that's really what it is, bro. That's really what it is.
He ain't been delivering, bro.
That's a fact.
And the
Division,
last album wasn't bad. It just wasn't what we thought. You know
Nope.
what I'm saying? And Division been that nigga nice.
just been dropping heat after heat after heat after heat. Shit, just fucking incredible. Also want to shout out Ye Ali, Private Suite 3. That's a great R&B album. That shit is fire. Shout out Ye Ali. That shit is great. Oh, and shout out to Mr. Rice, the most motivated man alive. Me and Doom gonna be interviewing him soon. That's our fault we couldn't get that shit to happen, but that's coming soon. His album's great. Listen to it. Very good rap album. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Doom, you definitely put me on that. Gotta say that didn't expect that. I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it this week. I just wanted to shout out some of the music that that I've been jamming. Tory Lane's ass trying to come back in with a fucking dropping YouTubes about his life. Like,
shit.
what is wrong with this nigga, bro?
He's doing it the wrong way, bro. I'm telling you,
That nigga should just go away for a little bit till his case is done. Just so he could prove, like, and then come back and be like, I told y'all.
Right. He's not doing it the right way. He's really not.
Doom, how you feel about your man? You gave him best album. You think he moving right?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's so hard for me because I don't really like. I like to separate the personal shit and the music,
the art and the
as
artist,
much as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I understand when you do certain shit that's like crossing the line of fuck shit. It's kind of hard to ignore that shit, but for me, man, I don't really pay too much attention to that because we never get the true story. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
we gonna get it. Let me just tell y'all, I'm following gossip in the city, and they pay for site. She dropping crazy news.
She always got the heat, bro.
Crazy
She always got the heat.
news,
Stop
boy.
playing, bro. Stop playing, bro.
I would talk about some of it, but she said if we leaked it, she would sue us for $1 million.
I feel like keep that on the DL, bro.
But when some of this shit drop,
it's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yikes, nigga. Yikes. That's all I'm gonna say. Just know they got some shit coming for Harden. They got some shit coming by May. Shit is crazy out here in these streets. That's all the niggas gonna say. I don't think that's pushing the line, but I ain't say nothing. But Jesus, that shit is crazy. Y'all go support Gossip in the City, man. That shit fire. But that's all we got this week. When we get back from the break, we gonna get into Bros Who Ball. Me and Shu, we're gonna break down all the playoff games, talk about the NBA and everything. But let's start off. You guys tell them where to follow you at on social media. I start off with you, Doom. Tell them where to follow you at, bro.
Doom SJ, Instagram and Twitter, man. Y'all fuck with me.
Man, y'all go follow my nigga Doom. He been up all day. My nigga Todd, he can finally go get him some rest. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that, man. Go follow. Brooklyn. Tell the people where to follow you at, bro.
Listen, baby. If you've been listening to Jasmine Sullivan's album, baby, look, I got the rope for you, baby. Listen to me. You can find me on all social medias, baby. That is Brooklyn with a Q, not a K, baby. That's for marketing purposes. Come fuck with your boy. I'm trying to tell you, come pay my rent.
We are not trying to get sued. That is thoughts of one Brooklyn. So y'all go fuck with that nigga. But with that being said, let's get into the song of the week. I gotta see what I'm gonna pick. I don't know. So when y'all hear this, it's gonna be something that I thought of. So we'll get into that, and then after that, we'll get into Bros Who Ball. So let's get into that right now.
Ice digger.
Did you really think you were slick?
Hey, bitch, we outside. New G's giving my 9, no. Wet shit up then slide. Y'all ain't wolves, you fidos. All disconnect like files. Baby, I can't do time, no. That's why I keep mine close. This the shit I die for. Headed in a bank with a mask, with a safe, bitch. No one tried nothing, everybody gon' be safe, man. Anything of value on your person, I'll be taking. Put it in the bag, baby. Put it in the bag, baby.
Cash cow, 50 cal, max out, bitch, we got plenty rounds. Stack house, 42 is back now. When we pull blickies out, I back out, pull off like I'm kinda dumb. Motorcycles, different route. We mac out, laying low at Hass House. Diakowski hideout. Ryan B, nigga, know I'm a bandit. Flying dirty way over the limit. I handed Shorty the chrome and told her, if 12 come, blam it. I'm on the run like Loop in the third. I'm having fun when I'm doing my dirt. Trigger finger like Franklin. Pull up to the function and spray it. I might go catch me a stain. I find you and I'll leave a stain. You better pray. We don't meet in alleyway. You get poked up with the blade. Fuck did you think? Bitch, I'm the louche with the pace. I put that shit to your brain. Call me so skate. Hollows they eat through your face. I'll be a killer red fade. Feel like a Yakuza. S-ray criminals. I was a bitch, I'm the most wanted. Dovey. Bitch, you can get stretched like Luffy. My psychopath's fucked up. No, you cannot trust us. Night raid with Imperial tucked. I'm fast, don't run up.
Bitch, we outside. New G's giving my 9, no. Wet shit up then slide. Y'all ain't wolves, you fidos. All disconnect like files. Baby, I can't do time, no. That's why I keep mine close. It's the shit I die for. Headed in a bank with a mask, with a safe, bitch. No one tried nothing, everybody gon' be safe, man. Anything of value on your person, I'll be taking. Put it in the bag, baby. Put it in the bag, baby. My team got raggers, like your doors that still can't stop us. My dogs ride with choppers. See the way we put a K in the projects, and they always down to blow it for anyone snooping around like Conan. I roll 100, he gonna run up. He pull his card and then he soak him off. Bad bitch, smoker. Osino, I'm a soldier. Big old fur coat, bitch, I feel like Crollo. Anytime I write a song, girl, it's death all in my nose. And we know that strap ain't yours. Your big bro just let you hold it. Mandy boy pussy, please don't push me, oh my god. You less Yamcha, you more poo, I know you soft. And I can't help it, I treat shooting like an art. Cause I'm like Spiegel when I draw. Bitch, we outside. New G's giving my 9, no. Wet shit up then slide. Y'all ain't wolves, you fidos. All disconnect like files. Baby, I can't do time, no. That's why I keep mine close. It's the shit I die for. Headed in a bank with a mask, with a safe, bitch. No one tried nothing, everybody gon' be safe then. Anything of
About Stan Van Gundy not being the guy?
Shut up, Ian.
Did they won tonight?
Exactly. Thank you, Schubert.
They won tonight.
They're gonna
Yeah.
keep winning. Jesus, this is cold opening. We're gonna keep all this, but yeah, that was the song of the week. It's time for Bros Who Ball. Joining me as always, my coach to the left, Mr. Adam Schubert, but back again, Mr. Ian Hawley. We're just rotating our guys, man. We're rotating Justin, Ian, Julian, and I'm loving the vibe. Let's start off with you, Ian. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm kind of feeling like the sixth man of the network. Come in, put up a few points here and there, maybe grab some boards, and then go back to the bench and do bench things for a while. So it's good to be back. I'm excited to talk some sports because a lot's been going on.
You were supposed to have 2 pods out this week. The network, the internet connections and shit, just fuck that. Like, don't even get me started. I'm so sad about that. But that pod will
come. You win
come.
some, you lose some.
Yeah, exactly. It hadn't happened to us in a while, Shuby, and you know that's happened before. We're due for one every year. If that's the only one we have in 2021, cool. But joining us as always, Mr. Schubert, how you doing, brother?
Doing pretty well. It's kind of hard when the Saints don't do it for you, but it was great because Alabama won the national title, so that's just another year of
Dominance,
being relieved.
Yeah, no.
I'm
gonna talk about it.
Who cares?
I'm gonna talk about the Saints. Don't you worry. I gotta get into the Saints fans' assholes today, and I'm saying assholes because I told y'all all year long this would happen. Schubert's here to back me up. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. We're gonna get into the James Harden trade and some NBA stuff as well. But Schubert, I got to start off with you. You talked about the national championship. Your team won a championship again. Y'all put on a dominant performance. Mac Jones looked great. Your Heisman winner looked great. Like for the first half.
Mac Jones ran an 8-yard scramble and then was limping.
Look, he did his job. Y'all's Heisman did his job. Y'all even had poor Jalen Waddle out there limping. Which
that's on him. Saban came out at the beginning of the game and said that if Jalen Waddle goes out on the field, that's because he decided that he wanted to go out on the field.
He should not have played. If I was his mom or dad or his agent, I'd have been like, "Look, dog, you are tripped." Because he would literally run full sprint and then hobble to the side.
I actually feel like I think he did the right thing going out there for that one play. But after that one play, and then he realized, this is not going to work out. He just should have stopped. He just should have stopped. Because I understand wanting to play in the national championship. He didn't get to play in the last one. So this was his one opportunity to play in the title. So he wanted to do it.
I don't even think he wanted to catch that. I don't think he was supposed to catch that pass from Mac Jones. I feel like Mac Jones was just here. And Jalen was like, "Fuck you, bro," and just ran out of bounds. That's what it felt like watching the game. But your team won it again. So
yeah, crazy that Trey Sermon got hurt in the beginning. That was wild.
Kind of threw him out the game.
Yeah, I think that was a game changer.
I think it was somewhat of a game changer. But
he just set the single game Ohio State rushing record and a Big Ten championship rushing record.
I guess the Big Ten just wasn't hitting hard enough.
My thing is, I agree with Schubert kinda, and I agree with Ian kinda. I think he would have helped slow the game down and keep the Ohio State defense off the field more than they were. But the thing is, that Alabama offense was just so explosive. When you're wide receiver, who I thought they would have double teamed, and they didn't. They just let him go off. And when Devontae Smith gets 3 to 2 touchdowns in the first half, it's like, how are you going to beat him?
You didn't even have to play the second half.
Exactly. That's the thing. And then, y'all couldn't even – the lead was so great that y'all couldn't come back against the scrubs.
For a moment out there, it was Mac Jones with Slade Bolton was his top receiver. They had guys in that receiver that I hadn't seen play all year. It was wild. I was like, how are they still running down the field right now?
Were you playing Monopoly during this game?
No, I was not.
Yeah, Najee Harris did play really great. Look, y'all won it again. Saban has 7. Best coach all time?
7. Probably greatest coach all time. Definitely at Alabama. The amazing stat that I found out about that I think is most notable for Saban in his time in Alabama is that every recruiting class that he has brought in since 2009 has won a championship.
Crazy. That's nuts. That's why you go there. That's why you go there, because y'all win. Ooh, nuts. Okay, I got another question for you. Do you think this team is better than the LSU team of last year?
No.
Okay, just checking your barometer. Just checking your barometer.
No.
How do you feel about y'all
the best
next
Alabama team of all time?
That's what. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna let him answer that.
I don't know because that 2009 team is pretty raw. There's been some teams that like didn't win that have been better than this team, and arguably, in my opinion,
where the defense of some of those teams that didn't win and some of the earlier teams were a lot better than this team's defense. But it could be said that this team's offense is probably one of the better offenses they had.
Best three-headed monster for sure. I mean, and if Jalen Waddle would have been able to play the whole year, I mean, if Jalen Waddle would have been at full strength in that game, it just would have been.
It'd have been different. Yeah, no, 100%.
So, I mean, like the thing at the wrapping up the end of the college football is that, you got to figure out a way to get the rest of the country back into it. It was one of the worst ratings for college football national championship. People are just sick of seeing Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State at the end every year.
And whatever SEC team is good the year, LSU, Florida, Auburn, whichever one.
I think we need to look in. I think we need to look into expanding. It's the only way that you're going to be able to get some teams the opportunity to play later on because the teams that are getting there are still going to get there.
That's a fact. And then the thing is, the West Coast is irrelevant.
Exactly. And if you bump it up to 8, you automatically have all 5 power conference champions covered. And then you have 3 at-large bids. So then a team like Florida or LSU or whoever, might be second best
Cincinnati.
in the SEC, Georgia. Yeah, Cincinnati would have a chance. Like UCF or USF have been teams in the past that have also been.
I feel like if you did
vying for spots, it would only add one more game to the season.
Yeah.
So the argument is like if we keep increasing the playoffs, then we'll eventually have to pay players because they'll be playing a professional length or almost professional length season. But just bumping it up to 8 only adds one more game, so I don't see that as a big deal.
I think you do it very similar to the NFL too. So like if you're a conference champion, then you get to host in the first round. Mm-hmm. So like, let's say if USC got to, the top 8, then they would get a team to go out to them, which is the only difficult thing with that is that, since there is only 8, one of those teams would have to not host.
Yeah.
Whoever was ranked 5th.
And look, that's just the price of being 5th. But at least you'll get the West Coast involved. At least you'll get more teams like a Cincinnati, like Ian said, the UCFs of the year. They were great. I remember like Boise State when they had a chance, when they were good, like those teams. You can get more people involved because like you said, right now college football is a Southern, Midwest thing.
Maybe
that's really
Midwest.
It. I mean, who have been the last?
Yeah, and I was counting Ohio in that I was counting Ohio, Michigan in that Midwest type shit.
Well, it's been Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Ohio State, Florida State one year, and then LSU. Yeah, and that was it over the past decade.
Clemson, Ohio State, LSU, Alabama, Florida State, Auburn. Yeah.
The last time a West Coast team won was with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Was that 2004?
Yeah, it was.
Now Oregon went twice in the last decade to the championship.
That is true.
Fair enough.
Oregon did hold their own, but like for that to happen, they have to have out of their mind season. So I'm not mad at them wanting to push it to 8. How do you think this game affected draft stocks? Because you're the college football guy. Do you think this?
I'm so excited for draft. Like after like the college football season ended, I've already started looking at things. Like I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready for these other NFL teams to lose so I can figure out where their spot is. Because I mean, it's a QB rich draft. I know some people like to say that every year. Last year, I don't think it was as rich as this year is. I mean, I think you can go 8 players deep, and they may not be starters, but I mean, they're guys that if your starter gets hurt, you could depend on it. I mean. And there's guys that didn't even play this year. The North Dakota kid, Trey Lance, Jamie Newman, who opted out of the season. People got to remember on a receiver standpoint that Jamar Chase is back up in there, and he's going to be everyone's like, oh, Devontae Smith's going to be the first receiver taken.
I think it's going to be.
But I'm like, Jamar Chase, looked just as good, if not better,
and better than the rookie of the year, arguably this year, in Justin Jefferson when they last played. Like Jefferson was clearly his 2.
That's true. So I mean, like if I think there's a lot of teams in need of addressing weapons. So I think that this is a good time to go and get those receivers. Najee Harris is the question mark for me. He and Trey Sermon, I think, are 2 guys that really could be beneficial to a team, but who would draft them? Because there's a pretty running back rich league right now.
Yeah, you don't have to take running backs high. But if the Bills showed anything, you do need a running. Like there's certain teams in these playoffs that shows you do need a running game. But the
Bills are in the
argument
market
could be
for one.
the argument could be, well, the Saints found theirs in the second round. Like, so those are type arguments you could make. But I'm interested to see the draft. I want to ask you, does this affect Justin Fields' draft stock? Did that last game? No. Okay. You still see Trevor Lawrence going 1 though.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is 1, and I think with the story we're going to talk about here in a minute with Urban Meyer is even more so. I think that Urban Meyer knows that Trevor Lawrence is by far the quarterback prospect of this decade to this point.
Yeah,
it's only not long, but we'll see what he's able to do. It's going to be the same Joe Burrow situation.
Yeah.
Will he be? But I think he has a little bit better weapons.
Yeah, I was about to say he has a better situation kind of than the Bengals. So
he still doesn't have the line.
That's the thing. But speaking on that, let's jump to the NFL. Urban Meyer got hired. Ian, I'm gonna start with you because you've seen a lot of him, being that you're a Michigan State fan and you know what he brings. How do you feel this affects the Jags? Is this a good move for them?
I think it'll be a good move for both. If you buy that the reason Urban Meyer left Florida and Ohio State was really about his health. There's a lot less stress on the head coach in the NFL. And that was, again, something he cited as why he wanted to leave, also wanting to spend more time with family. I think it's a good move for Jacksonville because they get a guy who is one of the great masterminds of the game of football. Up there with a Bill Belichick type character as far as, the teams that he's been able to put together, especially when he was at Ohio State. They were phenomenal with not only on the field stuff, but also recruiting. So I think he's going to be able to come in and, hopefully if he can get along with the GM and the other staff, hopefully be able to affect some change in Jacksonville. And I think they could be a pretty big contender in their division, at least.
Yeah, especially since
that
division is getting decimated because Deshaun Watson's like, I don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Philip Rivers will eventually retire.
And Schubert, I didn't believe that at first, but this week with Randy Moss coming out and saying what he said and Deshaun doubling down on what he said, you might be right, man. Like I thought they were just gonna be like play, but he's looking like he's about to be gone. How do you feel about this Urban Meyer pickup?
Well, I think they're going to be really interesting. Like what we were just talking about, I think the Jags are in a really prime opportunity. Urban Meyer, when you're thinking about as an NFL team hiring a coach, sometimes you need to hire coaches based on culture. And, getting a college coach like Urban Meyer helps you establish more of a newer culture, especially with a younger team like the Jaguars. They're going to have a 22-year-old quarterback.
Yep.
A lot of their receivers are more recently drafted. DJ Chark at LSU, Laviska Shenault, who just got drafted last season.
You got young James Robinson as your running back.
James Robinson. I still feel like they might get a guy like Najee Harris would be a big pickup for them because they have the 25th pick as well as the first pick. So if he can just drop that, I would take that. But their defense is pretty decimated. So there's definitely a lot that they're going to have to work with. And the good thing about Urban Meyer is that he's been covering college football for so long.
He knows,
He knows who's coming up and like who to draft. And so he could be someone that in like the later rounds be like, oh, well, this guy has enormous potential.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he could be a really great hire. It just all depends on how the rest of their division shakes up, because the Titans are going to stay put with what they are. I mean, they got the coach, quarterback's half decent, and the running back is a Hall of Famer. So they're going to be able to keep contending. The Colts have everything but the quarterback situated right now. So do they make a big offseason push for a veteran,
a veteran or a young guy? Especially with Stafford being available to the Tua situation, if
I still think that
or Darnold.
If the Jets end up shipping Darnold, I think that's a good chance that he would go there. Carson Wentz as well, but I feel like with Doug Peterson being gone there, and I think that's a newer story that we hadn't talked about. But Doug Peterson being gone at the Eagles, I think Carson Wentz is going to stay.
Ooh, you think he's gonna stay? See, I could see him. I could see the new coach being like, "Yo, we're gonna move on," and I think Frank Wright would be a good spot for him because Frank Reich is the reason why that Eagles offense changed dramatically. He was very instrumental to the Carson Wentz's MVP season. So I actually do like the Colts as a potential destination.
Not only that, I think a big issue for Carson Wentz is that being in Philadelphia is
toxic,
very, very toxic, very hard to deal with. And being in Indianapolis is like being on a farm, which is where he feels at home.
Exactly.
So,
no, 100%.
That'd be a big move for him. But yeah, if the Texans, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they hold the leverage at this point. Like, he's still under contract with them.
Is he about
to
pull
say that he's not going to play?
Yeah.
But I doubt that he would do that.
I doubt that too.
So I don't know what they end up doing. I think they do have an opportunity where they could trade him for literally any quarterback they wanted besides Mahomes.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to go get Tua, they can go get Tua. I don't know why you would do that at this point, but maybe they have different thoughts.
Yeah, who knows? It's just crazy with that situation.
People are talking about the Saints. The Saints are just not going to have enough to give them, I don't think, unless they gave them like everything.
We'll get to the fucking Saints. And speaking on that, let's get to the playoffs. Before my blood boils, let's talk about yesterday, Saturday. Let's start off with who to me looked like the most dominant team. I know it wasn't the first game, it was a later game, but the Packers look like the most dominant team in this playoffs. Aaron Rodgers finally has a running game that's super effective with Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones. The defense is competent to where they can get stops. The front seven is really good at getting to the quarterback. The linebackers are the question mark. And then you have Jair Alexander, who's leading that secondary, who's doing a pretty damn good job. The Packers look dominant. Aaron Rodgers looked great. That pump fake run into a touchdown was such a beautiful play. Look, it's looking like it's his year this year. Schubert, how'd you feel about the LA Rams versus the Packers?
It's hard to go to Lambeau.
Yeah.
And, the only person I feel like who could handle going to Lambeau is the one who's going to Lambeau next week. We'll talk about that. But, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers look like the most solid, complete team, and they have all season long. I think it is more so their year than anybody else. I think the matchups that we got in these two championship games are definitely they're interesting, and they're warranted for the performances of some of the teams, and Packers more so than any. So we'll see what they end up doing. I think having that home field advantage is what's really crucial for them. The Rams are just decimated. I mean, they had a quarterback in there with a broken thumb.
And held together by pins.
Yeah, pretty much. So, the Rams were lucky that they got as far as they did, and good on them. But, the Packers took care of business. No
yes,
surprise.
they did. Ian, what'd you think about the Packers-Rams game, and what'd you think about Aaron Rodgers going forward?
Well, the Lions sadly have to see Aaron Rodgers twice a year, every year. So it's no surprise to me when Aaron Rodgers does things like this, especially in the playoffs. I mean, he up there with Brady are the two guys that I never bet against in the playoffs. And then when they face each other, it's a toss-up. So I think moving forward, as long as everyone stays healthy on the offense, I don't see them having any problems with really anybody besides maybe the Bills defense, because that Bills defense is scary. But I think if the Packers go down, it's going to be because they don't get enough stops on defense, plain and simple.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening against who they're going to face next week, and we'll get into all of that in a little bit. Let's start off with the Bills, the next game, which is the Bills and Ravens. This was more of a defensive game, and like Ian said, the Bills defense finally came to play. They finally looked similar to the Bills defenses of old. And I think his name is Tremaine Edwards. He looked great. Josh Allen did what he had to do. He had one bad fumble, but other than that, Josh Allen looked pretty damn good. Stephon Diggs looked like he was worth paying the money to. And, Schubert, we've been on the Bills bandwagon all year, so I can't say anything bad about that. The question is the next round. Ian, what'd you think of the Bills versus the Ravens? Bad loss for Lamar.
Bad loss for Lamar. Kind of embarrassing to get held off the scoreboard if you're the offense. The Ravens offense was their bright spot all year long, with Lamar trying to defend his MVP title from last year. So if I'm Lamar, I'm thinking about that interception that I threw all offseason as motivation to try and get back next year. I thought the Bills played, like you said, other than a couple of plays here and there, that fumble specifically, they played a phenomenal game. Watching their defense was just a phenomenal performance. I think moving forward, that defense is going to be what holds them in games, especially if they can't get the run game going, because that was something they struggled with at times.
And they're not going to be able to get it going. It's all on Josh Allen's shoulders at this point.
Exactly. So they need that defense to keep playing up to that high level. And I think if they do, they got a shot against just about anybody. So the Bills kind of hold their destiny in their own hands at this point, in my opinion.
Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna save my takes for that in a little bit. Schubert, what'd you think of our Bills, man? We've been on the Bills bandwagon all year. More so me than you, because every time I say that, you roll your eyes. But I digress. What'd you think of Bills versus Ravens? I'm gonna say, before you say anything, I'm gonna say this: Lamar needs weapons. Bad. Hollywood Brown at best is a slot wide receiver. Slot wide receiver or number 2. He's a speedster, but he's not number 1. And maybe trading Hayden Hurst was the wrong move. And maybe Mark Andrews wasn't cracked up to what he was be. Maybe COVID affected him. We'll find out next year. But maybe that Hayden Hurst trade really affected. But he needs some weapons bad. Now I'll let you get to what you about to say.
All right. Well, I think that the Bills have been the luckiest team in the playoffs so far. They have won 2 games that they probably should have lost. I wouldn't say that the Bills dominated this win. I feel like the Ravens had opportunity, even with a backup quarterback, they had opportunities to score and they just didn't do it. I mean, there were so many and you talk about the weapons for the Ravens, besides, lacking in a few weapons areas. They got a good stable of running backs. They have competent receivers, a good tight end. They're a team that should be competing for a Super Bowl in the AFC. And, they did this year. I mean, they made it this far. And I, gave the Bills everything that they could, but they should have put up a better performance than this. I mean, they're going to be going all off season. They should be pretty embarrassed. Honestly,
that's why you can't say the Bills didn't play good. Got lucky if you're gonna say they should feel embarrassed. Although that kicker did miss a lot of easy kicks, that would have made him game
the Bills did anything very. It was the same thing with last week where the Bills, in some ways hung on for dear life, and the other team shot themselves in the foot.
I see that. Okay.
So week 1 of the playoffs, Bills, hang on for dear life. And then they play the Ravens in the second week, and the Ravens could have, came out and done something, because this was the perfect situation for them. You're going up against the Bills, who hadn't been the greatest against the run all year. They showed last week that you could run all over them. I don't know why that didn't happen today, like this week.
That's why you got to give the defense credit.
And Lamar Jackson gets banged up, which is unfortunate. But even with the backup, they brought it down the field. They had an opportunity, 4th and goal or whatever. So, they had their opportunities. They just didn't get it done. So, but the Bills, again, why I say they're the luckiest team next week is with everything going on with the Chiefs at the moment, are they going to luck into another win in the following week and then get to the Packers, and then Bills do what they always do, lose in the Super Bowl? So it's it's just hard with the Bills right now. I do feel like they are in a situation where this is going to be a year-to-year thing for them. It's going to be very reminiscent to the Bills of the past in those early 90s. They're a contender in the NFL now, and I think this kind of cemented that
New York's team
for the coming season. Yeah, for sure. New York's team. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are probably the top duo right now, besides Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Yeah, or Tyreek Hill and Pat Mahomes. And let's get
I would say Kelsey and Pat Mahomes.
Okay, I'm not mad at that take either. But I know you say they might luck into this. Let's get into the Chiefs game. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes went down with a concussion. Chad Haney ended up winning the game for him. They beat the Browns, which everybody, we knew the Chiefs would beat the Browns. But I do not see the NFL not letting Patrick Mahomes play in a conference game. I think he's gonna pass concussion protocol, even if he's not healthy. I'm that conspiracy theorist. This is the question of if LeBron would have caught COVID in the NBA bubble in Game 7 of the Lakers, would LeBron would have played? You bet your sweet ass he would have played. Just like Patrick Mahomes is playing this weekend. If he doesn't, I'll be thoroughly shocked. Thoroughly shocked. So we can talk about that game.
I don't know, man.
You don't think he's gonna play?
He looked like he didn't even know which way was up.
Which was so confusing because he didn't even get hit in the head.
That was yeah, and the guy even had his arm around Mahomes' neck to prevent his neck from snapping. So I don't know what the deal was. Like maybe he just got hit in the shoulder so hard that it jerked him sideways, and you couldn't really tell from the camera angle. I don't know, but it didn't look like that bad of a hit. But he was obviously in a different frame of mind after.
Well, he tweeted after, so he must be all right. He tweeted.
Did he tweet, or did somebody in the medical staff tweet for him? Hey, I'm all right.
No, he tweeted anytime. He tweeted this anytime, or he tweeted anything is possible.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Anything includes somebody else typing that message for him.
Nah, look, I'm just gonna say this: if you want to go to the bettors, to the bookies, and say, I bet Patrick Mahomes plays, I think you'd win that bet. That's all I'm gonna say. I think you win that bet.
Well, and we've seen concussions are kind of like take them as they come kind of deal. It's no hard and fast rule. So depending on how he moves forward this week, he could come back. I guess maybe it wasn't that bad of a concussion, and he was just tired, and the combination of the two made it hard for him to get up or something. I don't know, but we've seen it happen before. I'm just saying, based on that, him standing up sequence, I would be surprised if he came back, because I think I don't know. I think maybe if it's bad, they'd put him in, but I think they'll start Henny at the least.
Ooh, okay, that's I'm interested to see that. Schubert, how do you feel about all this, and what do you think about the Browns game?
Chiefs should have lost. They should have lost. There was, and even before Mahomes, and there was a lot of cases where they should have lost. The person who should be looking at themselves in the mirror on the offseason for the Browns is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb dropped the ball literally multiple times.
You're not putting it on Bake.
No, I'm actually not putting it on Baker Mayfield. I thought Baker Mayfield did what he needed to do in that game. He couldn't get it done, but he had Rashawn Higgins fuck it up for him, and Nick Chubb dropping multiple balls. And Nick Chubb, he was not finding his holes. I feel like they should have leaned on Kareem Hunt maybe a little bit more after the first few drops. But I think the Browns had every opportunity to win that game, and they were even given it. It was even given it to them on the golden platter at the end. And the defense as well. They've really got to look at themselves in the mirror and be like, okay, well, we let Chad Henne run around and beat us. Yep. So that's something they're going to have to reflect upon. But the good news for the Browns is that I feel like they're a contender.
And then you got a piece. You got a piece that's just waiting to be taken, and you could get some good stuff back for Odell Beckham, because I don't think he's going to be back in a Browns uniform. And you could get whatever you can, picks, players to make this team better. I think that'd be a good move for y'all. Now, granted, keeping the weapon might not be bad.
That's what I was going to say. Or if Odell Beckham does a little bit of an introspective look into himself, because there were lots of games. I've looked back to that Cowboys game. Granted, we know that the Cowboys weren't that great, but Odell Beckham played a hell of a game in that Cowboys game. He threw that pass to Jarvis Landry. There's just so many things that you can do with Odell Beckham, and I think that with the Browns' success, he may be a little bit more inclined to want to play for them.
True.
So that's the thing. But I do feel like if you shipped Odell Beckham to anywhere, I feel like you would get something pretty good for it. And I think there's a lot of teams out there that could really use him. But yeah, I mean, I think that the Browns definitely have a lot of potential to be great. I think the Steelers have a lot of issues going into next year because they don't know what's going to happen with Ben.
They are now the weak link of that division.
No.
Yeah, Bengals. I was gonna say I don't think it. The Bengals.
I'm in out of the three: Steelers, Browns, Ravens. The Browns and the Ravens are clearly they're the ones going forward, at least for now.
I don't think it matters what happens with Big Ben so much, because he wasn't necessarily the reason that they went on that losing.
Well, he's talking about he's coming back. Him and he was like, I'm coming back and I want Juju back.
But would they be better off without him? Who's their backup over there?
No, they wouldn't be better off without him, but they aren't really better off with him either.
With him, yeah, that's the thing. It's the question of, do we blow it up now and try to get the quarterback of the future, try to put us in position to get the quarterback of the future, or do we keep staying at this mediocrity first round exit position? And
you think they try and trade up this year?
Maybe.
Well, I'm thinking 24th.
I don't think they signed Juju either. Save the money and hit the draft.
Well, I'm thinking, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers and if the Jets want to get rid of Sam Darnold, I go get him.
Yeah. Yep.
I go get him. Because, I feel like he would fit Steel City.
He'd fit there, Indianapolis. I'm with you on both of those, Schubert. So that's that. Let's get to the Saints and Bucks. Oh, I'm so sad. I told y'all this would happen all year. Didn't think it would happen to the Bucks. Thought it was more so going to happen to the Packers against the Packers or the Chiefs. But old Tom pulled off one. And not even really Tom, because Tom looked bad today, too, if I'm being point blank. Both old quarterbacks look like they need to hang it up. The reason why the Bucks won because the defense. But the reason why the Saints lost, Drew Brees. Drew Brees was the nail in the coffin. He couldn't do anything, couldn't move the ball past 20 yards. My dude couldn't get the offense going. The Saints defense tried all they could. They really only gave up one scoring possession to the offense, really one. And you can't blame the defense. You can't blame, Kamara could have done more, but when there's 10 men in the box and you're double teaming Michael Thomas, what do you expect those two dudes to do when your quarterback can't get it past 20 yards? I'm sorry. And then the only time that the Saints do have a scoring possession is with Jameis. Look, I'm sorry, Sean. I don't care about Drew's ego at this point. If we're going to lose, I'm going to at least try to swing a home run with Jameis, and then it'd be like, Sean saved the day. Just imagine if Jameis won that game. Sean Payton's brilliance. But instead, he was like, I know, I'm going down with the ship. So, and Drew did that speech where he was like, oh, yeah, this is your team now. You have everything you need. You should do it. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, at halftime, I was talking to my friend, and I was like, they should pull a Nick Saban in Alabama, and they should pull this dude and put in Jameis.
Because fucking cowards.
Because that throw
it takes balls to do that, man, and Nick got him.
He threw a beautiful pass.
Sean should have tried. They needed a spark. Yeah,
they needed a slinger because, if you're depending on Drew Brees to make those passes, they're weak. All of those interceptions that he threw were weak. Every single one of them. The first one,
that Alvin Kamara one was so
that wasn't open. The Alvin Kamara one, terrible. The Jared Cook one, I blame a little bit on Jared Cook.
These facts.
If I was going to blame a second person for this loss, I would blame Jared Cook because he not only did he miss that catch, but he fumbled. So I don't know, man. That's just an abysmal. They
shouldn't have lost that game. They were the better team.
This is one of the Saints' losses, just like last year, where it's not like you can't blame anybody but them. They lost the game. It was on them. Drew Brees did not get it done, and
I do not want him to come back. It's time. Yes.
It's time.
Stay your ass home and go take care of them kids. Go take care of them fucking kids at your house. We do not want you back in the black and gold. If any Saints fans are saying they want him back, they're on drugs. I'm just saying it.
Well, and even with some of the off-season stuff that happened with him, it's just it's time. It's just he's not a part of this generation of Saints. This is the new generation. Strong defense. Get in somebody who's a little bit more electric. That's with Taysom Hill being out. That took a lot of the electricity. The one big play you make is an electric trick play. The Saints have no spark. Their offense has zero spark besides Alvin Kamara.
And today was so obvious that Sean Payton was pigeonholed by his quarterback ability. The fact that you have to run plays, deep throws with your trick guy, Taysom Hill, to keep the offense motivated says a lot. And that tells me you shouldn't play that guy. I'm with you, but he should have pulled the Nick Saban. That was egos, man. That was egos and pride in this one. That's all that was. Because, there's no way he was like, fuck it, we're going down with this ship. There's nothing else I can really say. Ian, what'd you think of this game? Because you were a Drew Brees defender that last time we had you over here. And I was like, nah, this shit's going to happen. And this shit happened.
Well, Brees, I agree with you 100%. Just to start off, Brees should have been taken out of the game. I think after they tied it 20-20 in the third quarter, they probably should have pulled him. Just because they knew it was going to be a tight game down the stretch. And Jameis, like you say, can at least throw the ball.
They're tied 20-20 going into the fourth. They get the ball back. They run 3 running plays. The NFL, I don't want to hear shit from the Saints fans about the NFL today because the NFL saved them. The NFL is the reason why we got a lot of those first downs with those bullshit-ass penalty calls. Let me just be point blank.
Yeah, there was no questionable catch or, questionable penalty at the end of the game.
The Bucs fans should be complaining.
the Bucs were the better team today. And like you say, Brady wasn't even really that much better than Breeze. It was just the fact that he threw one more touchdown and 3 less interceptions because he had none. He only came out of there with a 75 QBR, but Breeze finished with a 31 because he was only throwing the ball 4 yards on average. And he went 19 for 34 for 134 yards. So that's not going to get it done against really any team in the playoffs, let alone one where Tom Brady's on the opposite side of the ball. And to be fair, I thought Brady was the smarter player as well. Like you say, some of those interceptions that he had were forced. The one that he threw to Cook was just an unfortunate bounce.
Brady only had one bad throw, and that was the one where Lattimore almost intercepted, and even him was like, "Fuck this, I fucked that up," and he bounced back very well. Other than that, he was decent. He was smart, like you said.
Yeah, he did what he needed to do to win the game. Nothing flashy. He's not going to be the guy throwing bombs down the field every play, but
he's not winning the game for you.
He's smart enough to put his team in a position to win, and I think if the Saints were thinking that way of, hey, what's the best chance for us to win, they would have put Jameson at some point, at least in the fourth quarter, if not late in the third. So I think that's just hubris getting in the way, or, maybe trying to cling on to that Drew Brees nostalgia from years past. But the Saints have been dealing with this in the playoffs every year for the past 3 years at least, and probably further back than that with Brees, as he's continued to age. His arm has just deteriorated too far to where he's not the same player anymore.
It started against the Rams.
And then to move on, even if Breeze isn't the one who's ready to make the call, I think the Saints as an organization, their goal is really to win, they have to get rid of Breeze.
Yeah, and it started against the Rams. I know that call definitely hurt them, but there was another chance he had during that game to make it. He couldn't get the first down. The Minnesota game where Marcus Williams gets picked, you can't do nothing about that. But even like Schubert said, the game last year, he didn't get it done. As much as we want to talk about the Vikings, it was his fault last year. So it's been deteriorating for 3 years now. It should have been happened, but now you don't have a choice. Now it's got to happen. And I think the Saints will be better for it. Jameis might be most improved next year, man.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm very curious about. So, he didn't put in Jameis, and we don't really know what the status of Jameis is going to be moving forward with the Saints. If Taysom Hill would have been available today, I think they might have pulled him for Taysom Hill.
They might have.
I think that's just because I think Sean Payton shows like some favoritism to his quarterbacks, and I just don't know where Jameis stands with him.
Yeah, I don't. And I know they put out that report that he loved Jameis a lot this week, and like he's ready for Jameis next year. But like you said, if he loved Jameis so much, he would have played his ass. So and he does show favoritism to Taysom for whatever, because he's the guy that found him, and there's some love there that Peyton wants to have him work. But it's time to get somebody new, man, whether it's Jameis. It's not going to be Taysom. I'm very interested in looking at a Matt Stafford, jacking him from Ian's team and get that man a ring. Because if Matt Stafford came to New Orleans, he'd get a ring.
Yeah, it would be better for him in the long run, if I'm being honest about it. He's never going to even sniff the Super Bowl with the Lions unless they make some serious
We love him. We show him a good time. He'd have the best time of his life. We love the family. Like, it's fun to be a New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, he'd be in a dome again like he is here in Detroit. I mean, I think it would be an ideal situation for him, and it would be a place where he could go and the team would be in win now mode.
And he could throw the ball over 30 yards, which is beautiful.
With all angles of his arm. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, just praise Matt Stafford for the next 20 minutes, even though I could. But like I say, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league year in and year out. He's just on a terrible team that's put on the field by a terrible organization. So it would be better for him in the long run if he just got the hell out of Dodge. And
sounds like Deshaun Watson,
like the Saints.
But look, I'm not gonna let you say. I'm not gonna let you get Saints fans' hopes up that we could get. There's no chance we could get Deshaun.
No. I'm not saying that. No.
Okay, yeah.
They're just in similar positions.
No, for sure.
Quarterbacks.
For sure. Well, yeah, Saints fans, told y'all this was going to happen. The Bucs move on. Let's get to picking these next games. I'll start off with the Bucs and Packers. I'm going with the Packers, man. This is Aaron Rodgers' year. Tom Brady's not about to pull out another miracle out of his head. If he does, let me just say this. If Tom Brady with that team gets to another Super Bowl, Man's the GOAT.
Well, he already is.
Man's already the GOAT, but that'd be some super GOAT shit if he got there with the Bucks.
Well, even to get to the NFC Championship that he's gotten to with the Bucks is pretty GOAT status. Like, I mean, like, dude changes teams. Sure, he's got almost like a dream team. I mean, he's got Antonio Brown, Gronk.
Even though Antonio Brown didn't
Mike
play
Evans.
well, and Gronk didn't look. Gronk of 2 years ago would have caught that pass in the end zone.
Was AB hurt or something? Why was he on the sidelines so much?
I don't know. Maybe they got issues.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing, maybe. Boy, would that be a surprise? Antonio Brown having cultural issues. So I don't know. I think if he's healthy, you know, if it's a health thing, that's the question. Then if he's healthy and he's ready to go, then I think the Bucks have a good shot. Again, as far as Tom Brady being able to manage games so effectively.
The difference is he's going to put up points.
Yeah, it's going to be how well that Green Bay defense decides to play that day.
That's true too.
If it comes down to a shootout, I don't necessarily know how well the Bucks could fare. But if they can limit Aaron Rodgers at all, then that would be a positive step in the right direction for Brady to being able to put something together. So I'm not counting him out just yet, but I will say I'm much more leaning towards the Packers.
All right, so you're picking the Packers as well. Schubert, who you picking in the game?
I'm picking the Packers, but I will say that if anyone out of this NFC group, besides Russell Wilson, would be capable of going into Lambeau,
it's Brady.
It's Brady. I mean, like, especially if it's snowing, like, you know,
that's his time. He does that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is the matchup, and
yeah,
also
and let's be frank, Drew wouldn't have won in the snow next week. Fuck no. Fuck no. Like, this is Brady's opportunity, and this would shut up a lot of the Aaron Rodgers versus Brady debates. There's a lot of interesting storylines riding on these next couple games, especially
because this really hasn't been a matchup before because of, you know, they're different sides and they never met up in the Super Bowl. You know, Aaron Rodgers really needs this for his legacy.
Yes, he does. And then if he can get against Pat and then maybe beat Pat, that's something big for him as well. Same thing for Tom, the redemptions against Pat. And then on Pat's side, can he beat one of them? But he has to get through Josh Allen first. But yeah, I'm rocking with the Packs. Good point. I'm going to ask you a question after we pick the next game. Bills and Chiefs, I'm giving a stipulation pick. If Patrick Mahomes plays, I'm rocking with the Chiefs. If Patrick Mahomes does not play, I'm rocking with the Bills. I'm sorry. I have to do stipulation picks. That's the only way to make this right. So, you know, that's where I'm rocking with this one. I'll start with you, Schubert, since I started with Ian with the last one. Who are you picking with this
one? Oh, I'm picking the Bills outright.
Oh, you're picking them outright, even if Pat plays?
Yeah.
Ooh,
if he's 100% ready to go, you think it's still Bills?
Yeah, not much, like 3 points. Like,
okay.
I mean, like, it's not going to be like some kind of blowout. It's just like looking at the Chiefs and how they've progressed from the middle of the season to now, it hasn't been great.
It hasn't.
And like I said, like I mentioned in the Browns game, there were plenty of opportunities for the Browns to be in that game today, even with Mahomes there. And so I feel like the Bills do have an opportunity and they have the hot hand. Going into this game, going into KC, their cold weather is not going to bother them at this point. That's been, one of the KC's bread and butter for like having this home game. But I feel like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs really bring something to the table here, and I think that it's going to be the Bills over the Chiefs outright, whichever way.
Ooh, okay, I like it outright. Ian, where are you going? Are you stipulation or are you outrighting?
See, just for the sake of playing devil's advocate to Schubert, I'm going to say Chiefs outright.
Ooh.
Because I think the Bills defense, like I say, is good. I trust the Bills defense. Even against Mahomes, I think the way that they limited Lamar Jackson really impressed me. And I don't think Mahomes will be 100% for this game if he plays. So that will be a storyline to watch. But the reason I'm picking the Chiefs outright is because the Bills' offense is far too one-dimensional
and hasn't done it in this moment. This is something big for them.
True, it's their first test in quite some time in the NFC or the AFC Championship game. But also the Chiefs' defense, for the past couple of years, even has been a turnover machine. So I think the fact that offense is so one-dimensional and the Chiefs generate so many turnovers will result in a tough day for Josh Allen. I think the Kansas City defense is going to adjust their schemes to be able to, either double team Stephon Diggs at all times or put some kind of extra coverage around him. because other than I think his name is John Brown, they really don't have too many other
Cole Beasley's there,
huge
like,
weapons. But
Cole Beasley's
Beasley's not been playing
yeah.
so well. He had
That's true,
0 receptions today on 2 targets.
He anyway, he's their dump guy lately. It's been John Brown.
Yeah. He's just, the slot dump down guy most of the time. So I just think the Buffalo offense still needs a little bit of work. Not necessarily with the offensive line, but just the running game in general. Maybe, rework some of the schemes that they have. So for that reason, I'm just going to pick the Chiefs outright, whether Mahomes plays or not. Because I think their defense is too good for the Bills offense this year.
All right, bet. Final thing I have in the NFL I want to ask y'all. I asked this to Brooklyn and Doom earlier, and they pissed me off. So I'm going to see if y'all are a little more intelligent. Is Drew Brees a top 5 quarterback of all time?
I mean, you could definitely make the argument
of all time, like as in like broken. Montana.
Yeah, yes, Schubert, yes. Fuck no, thank you.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Fuck, thank you. He does not. Okay, I said the fucking stats do not fucking matter if you don't win. You could have the most yards. He won one. Montana has.
That's an important one.
Montana has like 5 or like 5. You got Elway with his 3. You got Peyton with 2. You got Brady. And then I think Rodgers is more talented than him.
Rodgers might have a better career. Well, Rodgers has what? Doesn't he have 2?
Rodgers has 1.
Oh, but he's been to 2?
He's been to 2.
But, I mean, he's been to more than Brees. That's
exactly.
For sure.
And Brees' playoff record is the worst among those guys. And that's what it really comes down to. He might be the best regular season quarterback of all time. But in terms of playoff success, he's at the bottom.
Just not there.
He's not there. No way. Schubert, I'm so happy you said that. Ian, how do you feel about this? Are you riding with ignorant Doom in Brooklyn?
Well, I mean, like you say, you could make the argument just based on pure statistics.
That's what they did.
When it comes to the playoffs, I mean, the object of playing in the NFL is to win a championship, not to put up individual numbers or even regular season wins. Because you can go, 15-2 every year, or they went 12-4 this year. But you know what I'm saying?
They've been doing it and losing
every year.
Yep.
Yeah. If you don't even make the NFC Championship game, then what's the point?
Exactly.
So, I would pose the question to Doom in Brooklyn: is Russell Westbrook a all-time NBA star?
Okay, yes, I like that. And I brought up an interesting person. I brought up James Harden in terms of what you did, and they were like, "It's a different sport." And I was like, "Oh, y'all clowning." Yeah, y'all clowning. So I hope they hear this portion because them dudes was clowning. But let's get to the NBA. Let me just tell Pelicans fans this. I'm not about to come on this pod and gush over a win against the Kings 128-123. They should have beat them by 20. So I'm not going to come in here and gush over the Pels this week. No Pels talk this week. I still got to see more. They're 4-7. They won tonight. I'm not mad at Stan. I'm mad at the players. It's not Stan's fault as much as Ian wants to put it on Stan. It's the players' fault. I'm not going to come in and talk about the Pels today. They got to show me some stuff. But we will talk about Brooklyn's trade. They got James Harden. They got rid of Karis LeVert, Jared Allen. It's 4 pick swaps. I think the Pacers and the Cavs won this trade. I think the Rockets got off as well as they could. How do y'all feel about this trade? Is the Nets now the best team in the East? I'll start with you, Schubert.
No.
Ooh, you're still on hating the Nets bandwagon.
Bro, they have nobody but those 2 players. I only say 2 because we don't know who else Kyrie's doing. Where is he?
He's coming.
Is he on the court?
They said the word on road is he's coming. And I'm not talking about from media people. I'm talking about from
for how long?
From hip hop people who know him, who talk to him. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's gonna go out the court.
He's coming back.
And he's gonna be like, "Oh, bro, I ain't getting the ball." And he's gonna be like, "I don't want to play. I ain't getting the ball." No, screw that. The Nets are in trouble. Even if Kyrie's on the floor, they have 3 players against. We're going to depend on DeAndre Jordan
I'm counting Joe Harris.
Stop people. Joe Harris is a bench team on some of these other good teams.
I'm Joe Harris, and I think they're going to pick up JaVale MLE off the exceptions and shit. I think they're going to pick up some other people on the buyout thing. I think they're going to fill out their roster with vets. They might end up getting JJ Redick at the trade deadline. That's another possibility. But I'm just saying this. I'm just going to ask this question. I asked this question on the radio. I asked this question to Doom in Brooklyn. I'm going to ask you this question. How do you stop them when KD's driving? You have to send a double team his way. He kicks it to Harden. Harden drives. And by help principles, someone's going to help. And you're left with Joe Harris, KD, and DeAndre Jordan for a lob. Do you stop James? Do you focus on KD? Or do you focus on those? It's just too hard to guard him. It's too hard to. Joe Harris is going to be the person who benefits the most from this with all those open threes he's about to get.
I mean, I think statistically, you got to limit the 3-pointer as much as you can. I mean, if you're in the modern NBA and it's all about shooting 3-pointers, then you just got to take your chances with the mid-range game from KD and hope that you can get enough stops on old man DeAndre Jordan to pull out a win.
And I
think the Nets are going to be. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, this is my final thing. The thing is, James Harden has to accept the role of being facilitator, taking less points, but getting more assists and getting people involved. And they got to get and see, this is my thing. This is my combat to your crazy Kyrie point, because it's true. Kyrie is insane. But if you get him 20 shots a game, if he's still getting his 20 shots, he can't complain. He's getting more shots than James. James has to be the one that's like, I'm here to win. I got to take less shots, give Kyrie more shots to keep him happy, and I got to be the facilitator. That's what he has to do for this team to win, in my opinion.
But I don't see James Harden doing that. I mean, I see, you can get Kyrie his 20 shots, but James is still going to get his 20 or 25, and KD is still going to get his 20 or 25.
See, KD got to have the most. KD has to have the most. See, you got to. This is how I do it. KD has to have like 30. Kyrie has to have the 20 to 25, and I know you would want James to get 25, but you got to give it to Kyrie to keep him happy. You give James 20 to 15, but that 20 to 15 has to be efficient. He has to score that.
See, at this point, if I'm the Nets, I'm trading Kyrie as fast as I possibly can.
I'm not mad at that either.
Because if you're worried more about getting your star players X amount of shots, you're not going to be playing team basketball, and you're not going to win a championship that way. Like it was the same thing in Houston with the Rockets every year with James Harden, because he had to take, 40 shots a game to be happy and satisfied there. I mean, there's a lot of other things going on with Houston as well, obviously, but that seemed like the more important thing to them at times was keeping Harden happy than playing the best basketball that they could play.
If you don't trade Kyrie to a contender, he's going to quit.
Exactly.
That too.
So he won't get anything at this point. He'll just retire.
That's a fact.
At this point,
and that's why I feel like James,
better off dumping him.
But see, that's why I feel like James has to take it on himself, because this is the bed he made, and he's made other beds that have all failed. And if his legacy is more so than KD and Kyrie, James Harden's legacy is on the line, in my opinion. And this is one of those.
He cares.
I think he does, though, just from his comments. He cares.
I think he and KD both care.
Bro, I listen to KD and Bansky's podcast. They care about what people say about them. 1,000%.
Why would we expect James Harden to change now if he hasn't changed in the past? I mean, if he's been so indignant in Houston to run around doing the things
he has no choice
ESPN claimed he was doing, then why would he change? He obviously he wants to win in Brooklyn. I'm not saying he's out there just to, go to the strip club every night, but why would we expect him to make the big concessions that he needs to make to play team basketball if he hasn't done it since he was in Oklahoma City?
When he was in Oklahoma City, who was he with?
KD.
He was with Durant and Russell Westbrook, but he was also not the same James Harden that
he wasn't
become over the past, X amount of years that he's been in Houston.
He was not the same James Harden, but I think, and this is where I lean to agree with Schubert, is James Harden has someone that he can no matter if he'll ever admit it, he knows it inside of himself that KD's better than him. And I think that's the thing that'll get it. It comes down to KD being a leader, man. KD's going to just have to say, look, I'm better than all of y'all. We got to do it how I want. I know how to win. I'm the only champion. And I don't want to hear shit from you, Kyrie, because you won it because of LeBron. Them boys won it because of me. I hit that shot. Fuck.
Also, my conspiracy theory may come to play. Kyrie retires, and Steve Nash is like, you know what? I got to suit up.
You're out your mind.
I got to suit up.
Steve Nash is back on the court.
He's
going for one more. One more title run.
Steve Nash is in his 40s. Wait, let me see how old Steve Nash is. Just to
Hey, Brady's
like
doing
45 at this point.
Steve Nash. No, bro. Wait. I'm pretty sure Steve Nash had like a bad injury in the Lakers. Steve Nash is. Wait, why they don't say his age? He's 46. Fuck no.
He's suiting up. D'Antoni,
you don't
take
think
over
he
the
could
reins.
be the Jackie Moon player coach combo?
No.
I think he could.
Y'all are out your minds.
I think he could adjust. He could start shooting.
This was the
shots
grand
from the free throw
plan.
line.
To get, I will say this. I think Kyrie was threatening like not being there because he didn't want to get traded. I think he did all that so the Rockets could be like, look, we don't want that headache. Tillman Fertitta was like, I'm good. I don't need this guy come and put Sage up in my office. I'm okay.
Look, I'm just saying, sticking with the movie references here, I'm saying James Harden is the Al Pacino Scarface of the NBA right now, to the point where he's been going down this dark road for 2.5 hours in this movie, and now we're in the final scene, and he's not just going to come out with his hands up and make everything go away and have a nice day the next day. He's going to go out shooting the way James Harden has always done and not really give a shit what happens in the end, because at the end of the day, I think his, shot quantity and his vying for a scoring title or whatever the hell he aims for every year, putting up the most shots in the NBA, I think that's more important to him than winning a championship will be when it comes down to it.
And with what Ian's saying,
James.
I'm going to circle back to what I said earlier.
I'm just going off of what we've seen from him in Houston.
I'm going to circle back to, I don't think the Nets, this trade does anything for them. Like, I still don't think the Nets are making that. But I will now say that my early take of KD for MVP is in jeopardy.
Oh, that's definitely in jeopardy. I'm trying to look up. Okay, I think I can connect this. So in terms of pop culture, Ian wanted to bring one out. I got one for you. I think this trio will be the Han, Luke, and Leia of this shit. I think they're going to do it with KD as Luke, obviously, leading the group. I think Kyrie has to be Han and be like on his own, like doing his own like side shit. He's going to like go away sometimes, come back. And James is going to be Leia, the one to hold everything together and be a facilitator. I think they're going to Star Wars this.
Nuts. You are absolutely crazy.
I think they're going to beat
James Harden is going to be the level-headed, bunhead girl in Star Wars.
Schubert, are you going to allow Ian to call Leia bunhead girl?
She had buns on her head. Did she not? Am I wrong? Did. And she is a girl.
She's a general.
Bunhead and girl are all accurate.
He's unfrozen now. I was about to say, how are you just going to let that fly?
She had buns. I'm not off with that. I'm just saying that is the absolute opposite. If anybody, James is the Han, because he's the hothead, fiery, go rogue kind of guy.
That's Kyrie, because Schubert's right. Kyrie might retire. It just might be
so over. Then at this point they have two Hans. You can't blow up the Death Star with two Hans.
You can't. It might. Who knows? But I think it's gonna work. Schubert and Ian don't think it will. I'm on the side of it thinking working, but I do think
at this point they need more depth. That's their main issue is they have to address. Now, aside from all the Harden Kyrie stuff, they have to get a bench.
The question of
losing Jared Allen in that trade, I think, was huge.
Yeah, the question of making it to the finals, I think they do it, but winning, I think they need more depth. That's where I come out at it. But Schubert, I want to ask you. You were big on Sexland getting their picks from this. The Cavs. You're liking Sexland.
Bro, I am
calling them Sexland.
That's what they call themselves. I was shocked. I was
not in on that bit.
Ian, last week, if you go watch last week, I was dumbfounded that they allowed them to call themselves Sexland on ESPN. And I was like, sure, why are you calling them that? And he was like, that's their name. So I started saying it. That's their name.
Were they wearing T-shirts or was this an interview thing?
This is an interview and they tell everybody.
Thing.
Yeah, and they're like, we're called Sexland. That's what our duo is called.
No,
that's absurd.
They're a duo that just became a trio. Let's be real, because Jared Allen coming in there, that's a young core is going to build. So, are the Cavs going to win the finals now?
No.
Are they going to make it to the finals now? But they're going to the playoffs.
They're getting ready to compete with Atlanta for being that like best young team in the East.
Your best. Indiana's pretty.
How
Oh
long?
no! Wait!
To...
I think Indiana's a top Eastern team with Sabonis, and but Karis LeVert has that mass on his kidney, so if he doesn't play, then I don't know how that's gonna work. But if he plays,
it's questionable.
Yeah, if he plays, I think Indiana's the best fit team because it wasn't Victor Oladipo getting all these points this year. It was Sabonis. Sabonis is like, I know people want to say Christian Wood's most improved, but Sabonis might be most improved because he went from like all-star level to like Jokic level. Like he's knocking down threes and facilitating. Like Sabonis is looking incredible. So that's the star of that team.
Of that group for sure.
No, yeah, I mean, I think that the Cavs won the trade the most based upon that. I feel like they've got a base to go forward with, and they didn't give up anything. You're just
Dante Exum, like what? And you got back Taurean Prince, a solid wing to play with Sexland.
True, I forgot about Taurean Prince. Yeah,
and you got Jared Allen. No, I'm saying it the whole time. That's their name, bro.
and that's part of the reason that I feel like the Nets didn't win this trade as much as they think, because they lost all of their capital moving forward. They've bet everything on this.
Yeah, this is very reminiscent of Darren Williams, Kevin Garnett, and Pierce.
Your bench going before the season, people were like, okay, well, they got Karis LeVert, they got Jared Allen, they got Taurean Prince, and they got Spencer Dinwiddie. Well, they don't got any of those guys now.
Yeah.
So when you're starting fives not on the court, who's playing? I don't know.
And I've
never heard of any of those guys.
Me neither. Yeah, no. And they're trying to talk them up in the Nets game against Orlando, and I was like, these guys aren't it, but it's okay. Sean Marks said they're going to buy out veterans, so that's their only hope. That's pretty much all the NBA I really want to talk about. It was really just the Nets because, not like I said, I'm not talking about the Pelicans this week.
You're not trying to talk about Stan Van Gundy now?
Not this week.
Go out on the Stan front?
Stan's doing all right. It's not Stan's fault. It's the players. It's Lonzo.
Who coaches the players?
Oh, my gosh. Ian, I'm not letting you do this. Who plays defense? Like, Stan can only do so much. But what are you about to say,
I'm just saying.
Now, the one team I would like to brag on is that the Knicks got a solid win against the Celtics tonight.
Y'all did. Y'all are looking good.
And Julian will attest to it, as he said last week. The Knicks play hard.
Y'all do.
Tom Thibodeau has got those boys working hard. I think they still got solid chance for the playing game. Julius Randle's playing well. The young guys are playing well. This was a big win against the Celtics. They've had some tough losses this week. They lost to the Cavs. They lost to Denver. But, the Knicks are a team that you got to look out for now.
That's a fact.
They're fun to watch.
Are they a playoff team?
They might be.
With the play-in,
yeah. They really might be. And Julius Randle has a lot to prove. New York was talking shit. Dude went on the Joe Budden podcast and the Breakfast Club and was like, yeah, I'm that nigga. Like, he was just basically like, I'm about to ball. I'm about to show y'all I'm going to ball. And he's been balling. Like, he's been balling. I know about the Knicks because of the pods I listen to. And then I had to watch a couple games because it's like, yo, these Knicks guys looking good, but that's all the NBA really.
How's Toppin been?
Ooh, that
Has Toppin been playing well?
It's been mainly Julius Randle and Barrett. That's like really the guys that are like pushing the team to victories. And then like what's a
collection of all the other guys.
And Quickly off the bench. Quickly's been good, and like
they'll all have their nights. Like there's nights where Topin will play pretty well.
But even there's nights where Knox plays well.
Non-existent. Yeah.
Like Knox and Topin have been hit or miss, but it's the most consistent two have been Barrett and Randle. More so Randle. So
yeah, Randle's like 20-9.
Yeah, Randle's looking like, gotta say, man, two of the Pels ex-players, Randle and Christian Wood, looking real good right now. But we had to get rid of them. I'm not dwelling on that. I digress. But all right, that's all we got this week. I'll be talking Pels next week, and Ian can shit on me with Stan Van Gundy next week. I think we're gonna get some wins this week. I think we're gonna get some wins because we're right there at 8. We're like 5 and we're either 4 and 7 or 5 and 7 because of tonight. And like the 8 seeds all tied at 6 and 6, so we're right there. But like, don't sleep on the Spurs and Keldon Johnson. They're 7th. That Spurs team, I think Keldon Johnson going to lead that team to the playoffs. But all right, Ian, tell the people they can find you on social media.
You can find me on Twitter at IanBWT. You can find me on Instagram at IanHawley12. You can find me on YouTube at Old Daddy. That's old with an E, not a D.
100. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Ian Schubert. Tell the people where they can follow you at on social media.
You can follow me at Twitter and Instagram at aschubert14. Bros Who Binge podcast this week. We're gonna be talking about Your Honor. We're gonna be talking about WandaVision.
Yeah.
And Lyndon, I don't know if you've watched it yet, but I would also like to talk a little bit about One Night in Miami.
Oh, weekend. I was gonna actually watch that tonight or tomorrow. One of the two.
It's short.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
You know, it's definitely.
And we got to talk Tiger Woods because I have watched,
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, and I've watched that as well. So I just got to watch part 2. But we definitely got to talk about WandaVision.
Well, we knew it was gonna be a rough start, so
Bruh, that was a rough. And yes, they tried to give us like these cues to the outside world, but boy, was those first 2 rough. I put the first one on, and my
two more than one.
My girlfriend was like, "What the fuck are y'all watching?" And I was like, "I'm sorry. This is Marvel. You like Marvel?" She's like, "I don't like this shit." I was like, "Hey, fair enough. I'm not mad."
We'll talk more about it because there was like I have some other people talking about it. Things where they were like, "What the fuck is this that they're putting out here? Is this Marvel?"
Exactly, bro. We're gonna get into all that. Also, depending on, because I'm gonna just be honest. We had problems. The file to the running back was lost. It was a great episode. Depending on when we decide to record, you may get it this week. You may get it next week. But it's coming because the notes are taken. We've watched the movie. We got everything, really. So, it's coming. You guys can wait on that. But other content dropping this week. Some One Piece content. Me and Chris are dropping the 5 reasons why you should read Eden Zero. Bros Who Binge, and then we'll be streaming throughout the week. But follow us on at Bros Who Think for all of that information and more. But for Doom, for Brooklyn, for Ian, for Schubert, my name is Lyndon. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you next Monday. Until then, peace.